reckoning. You wonder how I got this way.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with our second series of the day. This is going to be East Kentwood Red and Birmingham Legacy. Now, I'm joined here today with Joel Graves. He's going to be helping me commentate this this second series of the day. But before we get into things, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Army Michigan, Hungry Howie's, and of course, Lawrence Tech. So Joel, how are you doing today?
Good, good.
All right.
It's interesting day.
Doing
How are you doing?
all right. It was a really cool series, this opening one, and I'm really excited to see what these two teams have to offer. So Birmingham Legacy has come all the way through the losers bracket. They've beaten every team in the losers bracket. They started right at the bottom after their loss in their first round of the winners, and they have beaten every team to get here. And it's just really impressive. East Kentwood Red had a great series against East Kentwood Black, but struggled along the team fights in the mid game and really cost them a berth into the grand finals. So I'm super excited for this one.
Yep. And
Um,
this definitely excited for our best of three series here.
all right. Well, let me go ahead and introduce our teams. We're going to be having Birmingham Legacy playing on the blue side today. In the top lane, KR Cognimal. In the jungle, Young Kaiser. In mid, Bruzza. For AD carry, Mr. Nefarious. And Sir Gilius will be the support, subbing in for Zafikiel in this first game.
And on the blue side, we have EK Red, and we're gonna have Ilanis in the top lane. And in the jungle, we're gonna have Much Bad PvP. And in the mid lane, SSJ Stepfather. AD carry is Zamies. And finally, last but not least, in the support, we have Shadow Phoenix Z.
So we're gonna get ready to get into Champion Select here in just a second, and uh, make sure everything goes well. We want to wish both of our teams good luck. Hopefully, the series shapes up to be as good as it should be.
Yeah, we're getting towards the end of the tournament. This is where teams really pull out all the stops, and we really see the combination of the synergy teams have really worked for all season long.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely been a ride for both of these teams in Division One. Birmingham Legacy had a little bit of hiccups throughout the beginning of the season, dropping a lot of games to the top three teams: Troy High Legacy or Troy High Loyalty, and East Kentwood Red and East Kentwood Black. But in this tournament and in the playoffs, they did drop that first series to Dakota, but they have 2-0'd their way up through the losers bracket. So with all of with all of the pressure on those games being a lose and go home situation, Birmingham Legacy has been able to pull out the win every single time without dropping any of those games.
Yeah, this is their do or die moment here, and they're definitely performing in these last few series.
So
Um, I'm excited to see these games. I
yeah,
think
for sure.
from the last few matches I've seen, a really star player that I've seen on the side of Birmingham Legacy is their mid laner Broza. I've seen some very clean plays, especially from Ari and other champions you've played.
Yeah, for sure. So now as we go through this the pick and ban phase, we did see Birmingham Legacy ban out Zach Oriana and Rakan. Now, East Kentwood Red throughout this tournament and throughout the season has been employing, generally speaking, a 5-to-5 front to back team fight comp. They're really good at it. They've pulled it off in their semifinals against East Kentwood Black. Every single game was the exact same. They utilized Oriana in their last game to decent effect, not amazingly. And we see the Rakan just from the general outplay potential that it has. East Kentwood Black banning out the Vladimir, the Rengar, and the Twitch. Now the Twitch has been a huge pick for the 80 carry Birmingham Legacy, Mr. Nefarious. He has pulled out some amazing plays on this Twitch and nearly single-handedly took the Dakota series back in his hands from his Twitch play.
This is speaking of Birmingham Legacy in their bot lane. This is the first time I think I've seen them pick Yuumi in the bot lane. They usually see them, like you say, front to back, but I usually see them pick Thresh as a support.
Yep.
And it's really interesting for them to pick the Yuumi Sivir here. It's really safe bot lane. It's not as effective as Ezreal Yuumi, but it's still a very safe and hard scaling bot lane.
Yeah, so with Birmingham Legacy taking in their first 3 picks, Yuumi, Sivir, Olaf. Olaf is a great pairing with Yuumi always. The healing, the speed up, and the big AoE root that Yuumi can throw out in front of the Olaf as he moves into the enemy team is so strong at creating team fights whenever Birmingham Legacy wants them. And then on the East Kentwood Red, they picked Zilean and Kindred, 2 amazing champions for denying those kinds of plays. Zilean being able to revive whoever Olaf gets on top of, and Kindred just straight up denying those teamfight entrances with her ult. She's able to keep her team alive and really force Birmingham Legacy to play around those. Now, Birmingham Legacy has banned out the Shen, another pick that does much of the same thing. Elianis has played that champion before this season. He's shown some effort on it. We did see the Renekton left up, which East Kentwood Black banned against them every single game last series. And then we see a ban towards Bruzza's Syndra, and of course the Ornn, which Birmingham Legacy has been picking up every opportunity they can.
Yeah, that double res/don't die combo from the Zilean Kindred is going to be very strong, and it looks like it's not going to be Zilean mid, but Zilean support, which I think isn't as effective as you don't get as much items obviously as a support, but I think the Zilean Kindred combo is definitely going to be still potent and baiting out cooldowns and such. So I'm excited to see how to utilize their combo here.
For sure. It's always awkward, in my opinion, to have Zilean into Sivir, because Sivir can always just, spell shield that Zilean bomb. He drops on top of her, she just pops her spell shield right before it goes off, and it's just instant free mana. So it'll be interesting to see how East Kentwood Red bot lane plays around the Sivir spell shield to make sure Zilean's still getting the poke he needs off. We see Birmingham Legacy lock in Maokai in the top, a decent replacement for Ornn. If you can't get Ornn, you can throw the Maokai up there. Another huge, just tanky, still pretty high percent health damage carry. And the Ahri, which you were talking about earlier, Bruzza has shown some incredible potency on this champion. And East Kentwood Red wrapping up their final pick with Alawi to answer the Maokai in the top lane, hoping to get some kind of advantage there.
Yeah. Looking at EK Red's team, they have a lot of damage, and they're really an anti-disengage comp if you think about it. You really don't want to engage on their team with the Alawi Zilean.
Yeah.
That's gonna not be fun. But with the other side, you can say I have Olaf Yuumi and I can just run through all your CC. But
yep,
it depends on the Olaf's build. But I think definitely that's going to be a very scary team late game to run into.
Yeah. So we'll be back. We're going to give you some commercials though we wait for the 3-minute spectator delay. So hold with us real quick. We'll be right back.
I'm on the Blue Devil football team, and that's a great place to be because other colleges wouldn't let me be both a football player and a nursing student. And just because I'm a dog on the field doesn't mean I can't take care of people. And man, do I love people. The small class size at LTU give me awesome access to my nursing professors. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
How you doing? My name is First Class Adams.
Hey, what's up, Detroit? I'm Staff Sergeant Stevens. If you're within the age of 17 to 34, if you look for a job without any experience, we can teach you everything you need to know. Come be a part of the team.
And where you can locate us at is on goarmy.com/Michigan.
And our phone number is 586 774-0218 or 517-214-8542.
Go Army.
Someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them pray.
Searching for music for your next video? Then you need to check out Artlist.
Swear I didn't mean to make them pray. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came.
You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. Best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make my heart beat super fast. Super fast, super fast.
You make my heart beat super fast.
What does love feel like? What does love feel like?
All right, and we're back and loading onto the Rift here, ladies and gentlemen, for Game 1 of East Kentwood Red and Birmingham Legacy. Oh, there it goes. All right, here come the champions, and we are ready for this game to begin.
All right. You expecting any invades in the early game?
So East Kentwood Red, and looks like they're doing it again, has 5-man stack invaded onto the top lane. 3 of the last 4 games I've watched of them. They've done this play a number of times, and it looks like they might run into KR here. Hopefully he sees them coming, yep, pings them out, and we won't be seeing too much action as he's stuck around the corner. Oh,
No, he
looks like he
back.
walks back, gets pulled. He's about to get slowed here by the Alawi, but no further chase coming out of East Kentwood Red. Just some poke, very early in the game still, so he's just going to go ahead and most likely take the recall, come back, and get some health back. But East Kentwood Red did get the deep ward on their blue. Going to be able to spot out much of Young Kaiser's early game pathing, hopefully figuring out where he's going, as Birmingham Legacy's moving in over here on the blue buff to kind of do a counter engage in invade, as they think that there's a possibility that they stuck around.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I think that Birmingham has the edge in the level 1.
I would say, yeah, any team comp with Olaf, generally speaking, will have the edge, because of course as soon as his health pool starts going down, he's going to get a ton of attack speed. But we're not going to be seeing that today, as Birmingham Legacy a little slow to their first buff, but again, Olaf clearing much faster than Kindred over the course of his first couple clears. Once he gets this red buff down and gets his health pool down lower, he'll be able to clear through these camps pretty quick, where Kindred will take just a little bit longer.
I think Olaf, as a jungle man, I think Olaf has one of the top 3 jungle clears in the game, besides like Karthus and
Shyvana.
I haven't seen many Shyvanas clear faster than Olaf, but I mean I haven't played League in a little bit, but definitely gonna see Olaf power farming. I'm really interested to see what lane is getting first. I think both junglers are going to look to the top side of the map, as they did start bot side. Kendrick going 3 buffs, and looks like already cutting into that top side of the map, and looks like we're going to have some action here.
Yep, Olaf going in, throws the axe at Kindred, slows the Kindred, going to get the smite off on the red buff, another axe, picks it up, we're going to get another reset. Much bad MVP, going to have to flash over the wall here, take the blast cone out to safety. Just going to get the recall off, as we see Ari get a nice charm and some poke down onto the Victor in the mid lane. Going to definitely hit that health pool and get some of those potions rolling. But that was a really strong invade there from Olaf, something the champion is very good at. He clears fast, he can get into his enemy's jungle quick, and if he lands one of those axes and can start comboing them, he's going to force out summoner spells every single time he does it.
Yeah, and that set Kindred very far behind. Not only did the Kindred only get 2 buffs, but the Kindred lost red, the Kindred lost their Raptors. They're not going to get double Scuttle, not going to get the mark on Scuttle. This is really good on the side of Birmingham Legacy, starting to set back the jungler so Olaf can effectively pressure lanes by just sitting there and do what he does best, which is power farming.
Yeah, and good thing here for Birmingham Legacy, Kindred's mark spawned on the Scuttle Crab that Young Kaiser was already taking. So with that, denies the first Scuttle Crab mark for Kindred. Of course, Kindred always gets a Scuttle Crab mark for her first mark, unless she gets an early game kill. So pushing her whole power spike back by at least a full set of those. But we do see much bad MVP or PvP going in and getting that blue buff that Young Kaiser has left up. He decided instead to invade straight onto the red, and doing well to notice that they wasn't there. Brother with a flash onto Stepfather, and Stepfather dodges the charm. Huge dodge there. If that charm lands and the axe lands after it, that's going to be huge damage. Double flash burn in the mid lane. No summoner spell advantage, but we will be able to see most likely Brother pushing in Victor a little bit.
We might see.
Kindred stayed possibly a little too long. No flash much bad, and PvP will be going down here to the Olaf. One more auto attack will do it. First blood to Birmingham Legacy on the Olaf, really going to propel this jungle matchup into just a straight slaughter, most likely.
Yeah, I saw that's a flashless Kindred into Olaf. It's like, even having mobility, getting away from Olaf can be very hard with the perma slow from his axes, and I think the Kindred overstayed their welcome in the jungle, as we have some action in bots.
We got a flash out, exhaust onto Mr. Nefarious here. Zammies is going to keep chasing him down. Heal comes out. Q auto headshot doesn't quite do it, as the last Yumi heal does keep him alive. That is almost every summoner down on the bot lane. Sergius does hold on to the exhaust there, but East Kentwood Red burns every single summoner on their side as well. So it's technically a summoner advantage as Young Kaiser moves down. He's just going to be down here picking up the farm as it hits the tower. He flashes in, auto attack, going on to the Caitlyn here. Doesn't get the reset, but Caitlyn will get the kill. Kindred was just in the back pocket just in case that went bad. But with the jungler down, that's going to be an early dragon pickup here for East Kentwood Red as much bad PvP and Zammy's move over to secure that Drake for them. And that will be a really nice early advantage for them when the jungler on East Kentwood, or on Birmingham Legacy, sorry, had all of the advantage.
Yeah, we can also see...
Brother going in, misses the charm. Much bad PvP is able to jump aside. Zammy's puts down the trap, but it's not going to do anything. Just a short little burst there. Nothing really to see.
I also see a small gold lead for me, even though Birmingham Legacy has a kill up. So all the lanes on the side of EK Red are definitely doing well in the farm department. So gonna see what EK Red does to continue to push small leads to start to get ahead and snowball their lead.
Looks like we might have some action here around the Scuttle Crab. Much bad PvP does get the smite out. Olaf actually popping the Ragnarok there to try to secure the kill, but wasn't able to get anything out of it. The chase is still on much bad PvP with Young Kaiser and Bruzza following him up, but with no ult on Bruzza and no ult on Young Kaiser. It looks like this play is going to fizzle out with a simple attempt at the blue buff. Victor's staying in mid lane, so this is a 4v3 if Birmingham Legacy wants to try to take this. Charm onto Zammy's. Zammy's is going down. Oh, huge stun from Shadow Phoenix with the TP coming in from Melanius. TP coming in from KR. Victor taking out the Ahri. We're going to see here huge fight. Elianis is going to go down here to the Olaf, possibly if he can get one more axe here. Oh, just a little wide, but they might attempt the dive here. KR's tanking. He's got the aggro, drops aggro there. Young Kaiser picks up the aggro. Oh no, but he stays alive just barely from the heals from Triumph. What a play out of Birmingham Legacy, taking that 3v4 and really, once it became the 5v5, taking everything. SSJ Stepfather just barely getting the kill on Ahri, and that's going to be the only kill they picked up there. That gold lead you talked about, East Kentwood Red having in the early game, just absolutely gone in a single team fight.
I was not expecting that to happen. The Olaf in the back line there was destroying the Kindred, and I thought it was actually going to favor EK Red there with the collapse from the Victor coming through River, but Victor wasn't able to get anything there, and Olaf was just being a very fed Olaf and destroying the backline.
Yeah, we did see that huge double bomb from Shadow Phoenix, getting 3 of them, including the Yuumi. I really thought that was going to be the turning point, but Kindred, crucially, was not 6 during that fight. With all of the pressure that East Kentwood Red has had placed on them by Young Kaiser, Much Bad PvP was down at least 2 camps and wasn't able to be 6. Because he wasn't 6, he didn't have the ult, which allowed the Olaf to absolutely run rampant. And even though there was a ult disadvantage with Young Kaiser and Bruzza's ults being down before that fight broke out, it just didn't matter. And we see Young Kaiser here landing the axe, slow onto the Alawi. Alawi here, Alanius most likely going down. Oh, almost drops Young Kaiser with the bonus damage from the tentacles, but was able to just barely survive. His brother's looking to set up a pick here on SSJ Stepfather, but he's totally reading the play out and not going to get baited by that.
These marks have been very, very unlucky for Kindred.
Yeah.
See, they've both, from what I've seen, been on the top side, so...
It looks like literally just one mark as we see some action breaking out here. Mr. Nefarious is getting some healing done by the Yuumi, and nothing more is going to come of that. But we do see Brother coming down, throws the charm back at Kindred. Kindred jumps forward. Brother has to burn the ult to get away because Victor was just behind them, popping some damage down on Zammy's from Mr. Nefarious. No more action there. But yeah, just Kindred here sitting on just the single mark so far as Young Kaiser's going ahead and taking the Rift Herald here with pretty much in the face, but it looks like he might just back away for a little bit as he doesn't have any pressure in any of his lanes, and East Kentwood Red were about to move over.
Yeah. Very interesting build on top with does that double fairy charm on Maokai. I know it can be quite mana hungry, but I've seen it kind of reminds me of the triple rejuve bead when people go top. So what are your thoughts on that?
It looks like it's doing well for him. I think the big thing that he just wants to do is he wants to match Alawi's wave pressure, which Alawi can definitely exert a number of it, but we do see him going in, just kind of trading back here. And that's what he wants to do. His mana costs are huge, and he wants to make sure he always has the mana to be able to trade back into the Alawi. Because with Alawi starting Corrupting Pot, she's going to have the mana and have the poke that she wants to keep this lane in her favor. But as long as Maokai can stabilize this lane, he's going to offer more to the team once he moves into that late game. We'll see what he ends up doing with the Fairy Charms, if he ends up selling them or if he crafts them into some other item. And it looks like we got some split focus here. Oh, much bad PvP going on in KR. Gets the slow. Huge slows going back and forth. We do see Birmingham pick up the Drake during all of this. But it looks like KR is going to just barely make it out, assuming the Alawi Tentacles don't get him. At this level of play, we shouldn't ever see an Alawi Tentacle take somebody out on the backside. But Birmingham Legacy able to pick up the Drake during all of that fighting going on the top side. And we didn't see much bad PvP be able to pick up that Rift Herald. So we do have Young Kaiser coming in and moving over to that camp and picking it up for them.
Yeah, definitely seems some great plays from this jungler. A little bit of an engaged bot, nothing to come from it. So, looks like Kindred finally getting her first mark bot in the river. Very interesting to see there.
I believe that is her second mark. I believe she barely
first mark.
Yeah,
first mark from Scuttlecraft.
There we go. So she's got her mark. She's moving there. She's getting her stacks going. Of course, the reason we talk about the stacks on Kindred, if you don't know, Kindred's passive gives her bonus range and bonus attack speed on her Q whenever she gets 4 stacks, and then every 3 stacks after. So really going to be looking to get that big 4 stack breaking point so she can get the extra bonus range and really start offering. But she is in a bad spot right now with Young Kaiser coming around. Not sure what she's going to be able to do. She does have ult. We do have the Zillion ult. Gets the speed up, gets the slow. Ragnarok pop. Oh, barely taking out Young Kaiser before anything goes down, but the Zillion ult was burned. Doesn't need to get popped. Good on him to get that down just in case he did drop. But that is a huge pick there when Much Bad PvP was definitely out of position. Good response from EK Red's bot lane to move in there, and good play on Shadow Phoenix to be able to get the necessary utility off on the Kindred.
That was a 200 damage crit. Definitely not expecting that damage, but this Olaf is building pretty much full damage, so resistances are probably not going to come in later if he does opt to build them. Gank coming bot from Bruzda.
Bruzda going in, misses the charm on Shadow Phoenix, but it doesn't quite matter. Ult's down, he's stuck in the corner. Doesn't burn flash, as he knows he's dead anyway, but he does get the team away from Zammy, so Zammy's can make it out. But that is another kill going over, an advantage for EK Red. The Sivir is now 1-0-3, is matching the Caitlyn in farm. So Sivir going to scale much better than Caitlyn into the late game, and Bruzda doing his thing, getting those advantages that we've seen him do time and time again on this Ahri pick. Whenever he gets it in his hand, he's able to make the roams happen, get the kills, and now he's 2-1. Even though he's down 20 farm on SSJ Stepfather, he's really making all of the map work for him.
Yeah. Going back to gold leads, EK Red coming back big. They were down after that early game team fight about 1,000 gold. Now they're about up 1,000 gold. So
and you can see it here in like all of the advantage for Birmingham Legacy is sitting there nice and cleanly on the jungler. However, so much shutdown gold given over to the Caitlyn when she got that huge headshot on Olaf. He had a giant bounty on his head when she pulled that off, and really propelling her forward. Not to mention the call that she picked up right at the beginning of the game to really propel this gold lead in her favor. And she needs it. She's an early game champion. She doesn't scale as well into the late game, though we do see some action here in the top lane. Aloni is trying to get out of here, get away from Young Kaiser and KR. They're still going in. Gets the pull, gets the ult, gonna get some healing. Young Kaiser runs through, has to get out before the tentacles, but not in time as Alanius does win in the 1v2. Gets another pull on the soul. More tentacle slams coming out. Gets the healing. KR going back down just below 20% health. Alanius flash forward, W's, misses that tentacle, goes in again, but the healing from KR is going to be able to keep him healthy. Gets a slow from that SSJ Stepfather, taking it out with the Victor Laser. And that will be just another kill picked up. Brother going in with the ulti, misses the charm. As Mr. Nefarious ults forward with the Yumi, flash forward, gets the root on. TP coming in from Alanius, but it's too late. Damage is coming in. Oh, nice. It was actually a TP from SSJ Stepfather. TP gets interrupted. Mr. Nefarious going in. Much bad PvP. Gets the kill. Gets the mark. Going to get the kill on Sergius as well. He's got no way out. No flash. No exhaust. He's dead as well. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Lots of action there going on. So many kills back and forth. Looked like just one kill picked up from Birmingham Legacy and 4 picked up on the side of East Kentwood Red. They're going to try to transition this play into the Mountain Drake, and we'll see what they can do. Missed double bomb on Young Kaiser, but we have a TP coming in from Melonius. No way to cancel this TP. Going to get the huge flank off. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. The EK Red is playing very well. They were behind and came back.
We got some fight here breaking out. Brother's going to be absolutely taken out by SSJ Stepfather. Huge double bomb coming out from Shadow Phoenix to really lock him down. Double stun from the SSJ Stepfather, and that will be all she wrote for Brother. Young Kaiser looking to get into a fight with Much Bad PvP. Has to pop the Ragnarok, get some damage done. Q forward, flash forward. Much Bad PvP puts the ult down, has the Zillion ult, but he's keeping Young Kaiser alive. The Zillion ult does come down. Young Kaiser is going to be able to step away. Gets the healing. Much Bad PvP going down. Shut down to Mr. Nefarious. KR going in on SSJ Stepfather. Young Kaiser doesn't quite land the axe. Doesn't quite land the second one. But does get the flash out from Stepfather. And that will be more Summoner Spells burn and a little bit of an advantage given back to Birmingham Legacy. I don't think they needed to look for that play under the tower. Now, we talked about the fact that Kindred and Zillion both are very good at denying their own death. But in that instant, Kindred was able to also deny the death from Young Kaiser. Just as Zillion ult might have been enough to get the kill on Young Kaiser and then be able to revive under tower, pop his ult if he needed to there. So a little bit of a misplay double stack there on their ultis.
Yeah. Gold lead still in favor of EK. I think the next objective we're going to see is that Herald go down. See if they can get in the next minute or so, but this is a very action-packed game. A kill a minute actually. So there's definitely some blood in the water here. Teams are fighting.
They want this. They know whoever wins this gets to move on and play EK Black for the scholarship money that is on the line here in this game. Both of these teams now in the losers bracket. Birmingham dropping their game to their series to Dakota, beating them in the losers semifinals. And East Kentwood Red dropping that series to East Kentwood Black, their other team from the same school. And so both teams really, really feeling the pressure here, needing to pull out this win. And this first series, this first game is going to be a statement. Whoever wins this is going to want to ride all of that momentum straight into games 2.
Yeah. Not a lot of action in the last minute. I see teams are just chilling out, farming up, but
we do see a very large CS advantage being accrued here in the top lane. KR has not been able to really respond much to what the Alawi's been doing, which is to be expected. Alawi being the bruiser, being a little bit more of a bully in the top lane compared to KR, expected to go down, but maybe not necessarily 40 CS down. A 20 CS 20 CS differential being put here in the mid lane as well is where you see this gold lead accumulating for East Kentwood Red. 2 kills down, they have 2 Drakes, but they're 2k up right now, tied in towers, and hopefully East Kentwood Red can take this early game gold advantage and transition it to a fight, possibly around the Baron, or possibly around this next Drake that will be coming up in just a couple minutes. That Drake's going to be crucial to throw EK Red to Soul Point.
Yeah. Yeah. they're 2 dragons in, Mountain Soul. They're also a squishy team, so that Mountain Soul and those extra Mountain Dragons are
Oh,
going to give them more
we have-
tankiness.
We have some action breaking out here. Alt down onto Much Bad PvP as Young Kaiser didn't pocket the Ragnarok, get some access through the Kindred, but doesn't really get much of anything out of it. Though we did see the Zillion alt burnt, there wasn't too much else there. But if they want to try to take some action in the next couple of minutes, they know that they don't have to play around the Zillion alt in the free revive.
What are your thoughts on first side of Morello and the side of Victor?
It makes a little bit of sense because we do see Ari. Ari's going to have some heals. Maokai's going to have some heals. Olaf has some heals. And Yumi has some heals. So while Victor himself hasn't really been in the fights too much now, we see the Morellos come out for him. We see the Executioners coming out for the Caitlyn as well. Zami's picking that up just now in his last recall. And these 2 items are going to be crucial in team fights to make sure that Yumi, Olaf healing, Maokai healing doesn't run rampant, because if those champions start getting these heal combos going off, they are never going to die in these team fights.
Looks like Birmingham is a little late to get some contest on the Dragon.
Yeah. They were able to all recall those, so they're all sitting on their completed items. Whatever they wanted to purchase, they were able to. But East Kentwood Red definitely has the highway into this Drake pit, as we see, huge steal coming out from Young Kaiser, fight breaking out, Zillion ults down, Kindred ults down, healing onto the Kindred, she stays alive, the whole team getting torn apart by the Victor in the middle of all of that damage. We do see Alawi going down, Much Bad PvP's able to stay alive, going back in onto Mr. Nefarious, but we see low health bars. Gonna have to be careful here so that they don't just get poked out from a Aaron Q. Oh, Mr. Nefarious, huge Q coming out, able to pick up Shadow Phoenix on the backside of that team fight and making this a simple 3v3. But crucially, Young Kaiser, Ragnarok, ult in, Flash, doesn't burn the Flash, but does get his true damage and the smite down on the Drake, picking up that steal, really crucially saving Birmingham Legacy from having to deal with Soul Point on EK Red. So that is going to be a huge play. They're definitely going to be feeling good after that, but they are going to have to look out for that Victor damage.
Yeah. Victor is definitely starting to scale up. A lot of people are really starting to get their power spikes. Sivir has 2 items sitting on, I'm guessing, a decent amount of gold. So
sitting on 1,200 gold right now. That means at least another Zeal item soon for her, or a BF sword if she wants to pick it up. Most likely a Zeal item, as she hasn't had that finished yet. But she's going to be backing here on her 1,400 gold, getting that Zeal, maybe getting a health pot. She's going to be very strong in the coming team fights.
Yeah, that was a very intense team fight there. I thought the Alawi was going to zone the Maokai out, but Alawi ended up opting to go fight with the team. That was a very, very important and great steal on the side of Birmingham Legacy, with Young Kaiser stealing that out with his E smite. So, yeah, having a team to, if EK Red got the Dragon there, that forces Birmingham Legacy to 100% contest the Soul Point.
Yeah, you cannot get this team that's squishy where you want to be running at their faces. You can't give them that extra shield, right? They're going to be getting huge shields because that shield is based off of not just HP and armor and MR, but also based off your attack damage and ability power. These champions are stacking them. They're all damage reliant champions, so they're stacking those stats. Those shields are going to be huge if they can pick that Mountain Soul up. And if they do, it's just going to make Young Kaiser and Mr. Nefarious' job that much harder when they're trying to run at their faces and cut down those bars so that Bruzza can clean up in the backside of the team fight.
We also see Bruzza opting to go for the Morello. Definitely not as useful as Stepfather's Morello, because they don't have that much healing. A lot of people usually sit on that Oblivion Orb and finish another item.
Yeah, and looking to probably just cut down on the healing from Kindred, Alawi, and of course the Zillion ult does count as a heal. So if you do get that Morello's proc off on whoever Zillion's about to ult, that person will revive with less health. So there is small advantages here from the Morello, but I agree. Probably likely should have sat on the Oblivion Orb and maybe focused on finishing a different item. Though we do see some action coming out here in the top lane. Everybody's going to show their faces and walk away from this.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That could have been real bad if Kendrick tried to face check that.
Just dropping the pink ward over the wall. Sergius just going to go ahead and take it off. And it doesn't have to be mentioned, Sergius is the sub here. Zafikiel, generally speaking, is the full-time support. That's why we usually see the Threshes. Zafikiel very proficient on those engage hook-type champions like Nautilus, like Thresh. And we see here Sergius is the first time we're seeing him in the series so far. And he's actually performing fairly well on this Yuumi. He did have that one small misplay early in the game where it almost cost Mr. Nefarious' life by not popping the exhaust on Zammy's. Almost got Mr. Nefarious killed. But since then, 0-1-9, really good scoreline for the Yuumi. We've seen tons of heals, really good ultis coming across the team and doing what he's supposed to do. He's on the Olaf, ready to speed him up, ready to heal him, and ready to move him in. And Kindred still being denied all of these marks. Crucially did hit the 4 mark, but it's 27 minutes into the game and is only sitting on 4 marks.
Yeah. Dragging up. And here we go. Another big team fight. I'm gonna see breakout here, and
Brothers looking for the charm on much bad PvP, not able to find it, not willing to commit that yet. Though we do see charm onto Alonius pulling out, and surprisingly, Birmingham Legacy looks like they just kind of caved. Nobody walked around the pit. Nobody went into the pit. Nobody moved to contest that. And EK Red really honestly just getting that for free. The only person who looked like willing to go all in and contest it was Bruzza. Did land that charm, but I guess Birmingham Legacy just didn't feel the need to run around the side of the pit. We saw Young Kaiser and Sergius sitting on the back side of the pit. It looked like maybe looking for a blast cone into the pit, but never finding it. I don't know if they knew that they were on the Drake, as they had pulled the Drake out pretty far.
yeah, I think they knew they were on the Drake, but I think maybe they just didn't have the position to contest. Because they were directly behind the pit and not towards the riverside, so I'm guessing maybe they were going to have Olaf Blast plan over or something like that, but it just maybe they thought it wasn't worth it or something. But it's not Soul Point, or excuse me, it's not Soul, so definitely going to see a big team fight when it comes around to the next Dragon, because like we've said, Soul Point is huge for teams. That shield, it's going to be disgusting. And to have to chip away through that shield in a team fight just to start doing actual damage to someone's health bars, it really does make a difference. It's an extra, 200 HP on someone?
More or less, yeah. Alonius getting the pullback on Bruzza, pulling the soul out. Much bad PvP looking in the wings. Did get the slow, get second slow. Bruzza has to get the ult off. So that will be a crucial spell down in the coming team fights. But luckily, that will be up before the dragon spawn. So unless East Kentwood Red wants to make a play around the Baron, most likely we will see that all coming back up before it really matters too much.
I think Birmingham Legacy's going to chill out probably until the next dragon spawns. But I'm not sure. Do they have a team count where they can effectively get picks off?
So unless Bruzza is getting one of those picks in the jungle with his ulti, pulling the charm off, the only way that that Birmingham Legacy pulls one of these picks off is having a full stacked Sivir and Olaf charging at people. And here we go. There we go. Mr. Nefarious does pop the spell shield, denies the headshot. All in, flash in from the Yuumi. Shadow Phoenix goes down without even popping his ulti. I stand corrected. Ulti went down on the Caitlyn. Bruzza not quite able to make it into the Kindred ult. Flash from Alonius into the backside. Does take out Mr. Nefarious. KR in the backside just tanking. Huge heal comes out, but it's not going to be enough. Olaf and Yuumi survive, run out to have another fight. But that is a 3-for-2 in the favor of East Kentwood Red as we see them possibly chase them down, but Olaf Yumi going to be able to run away. This does give East Kentwood Red full access to this mid-inner turret, and we saw a lot of things that were crucial there. The heal, the ulti from Shadow Phoenix going down just before he died onto Zammy's. Zammy's able to stay alive. We see him still here, ready to fight, and Bruzza getting taken out by Victor on the backside of that with the help of Muchbad PvP, almost gets the pick, but crucially Kindred ult comes down, keeps Muchbad PvP alive, and Bruzza just barely tries to flash and get into the Kindred ult and can't quite make it before he goes down. Any of those plays go just a little bit differently, and we see Birmingham Legacy taking a huge pick here. But this just further increases East Kentwood Red's gold lead in this game.
Yeah, they're up 4.3k. That's huge. And a lot of the cooldowns that were blown in that last team fight are not going to be up when Dragon spawns. So it's definitely EK favorite for this team fight. They're going to have the gold advantage, more items, and Victor picking up a death cap. So he's definitely going to be doing tons and tons of damage here. So someone could possibly get one shot here. Mr. Nefarious is definitely going to have to watch out for that.
For sure. Bruzza just kind of answering Alonius in the side lane here. We'll take a stock of summoner spells. KR has TP, SSJ Stepfather, TP Flash, Alonius has TP. So realistically, EK Red can pressure these side lanes for free, and we see that happening in the top lane. Top lane is completely pushed in to Birmingham Legacy's side. SSJ Stepfather very easily able to pull out the side lane waves, knowing that if a fight breaks out, he can always TP in. And as this Drake is getting ready to spawn, we see him moving over. Brothers caught out. Whoa! All right, brother halts away, lands the charm. Doesn't matter. Big crit coming out from the Caitlyn. Brother will go down, making this a 4v5, crucially as the dragon is spawned and ready to go. So unless Birmingham Legacy wants to fight this 4v5, this is going to be sole for East Kentwood Red. Young Kaiser has to look for another critical steal.
Is it the Olaf dream? Does he get the steal? Kindred.
KR's positioning. He doesn't have the smite advantage. Goes in. Ragnarok down. Goes in. Oh, Victor secures it. Much bad PvP. Able to get the kill onto Olaf. I stand corrected. Zammies gets the kill on Olaf. Olaf goes down. Much bad PvP stays alive. Smite is still up, which means that they can go ahead and look for that Baron as they push into mid lane. This is everything going in East Kentwood Red's favor.
This is just going to be a free Baron here.
We'll hopefully get a pick on Alonius. Birmingham Legacy looking for it, but SSJ Stepfather answers. Mr. Nefarious has to ult. Spell Shield comes out, blocks the Caitlyn ult. But crucially, Yumi ult down and Sivir ult down. Oh, KR going in. The East Kentwood Red able to secure the Baron during that. KR is able to heal, live, survive. Gets out with the Yumi healing again. Much by PvP goes in. Bruzza ults. Alonius surviving on the backside with the Alawi heals. And Bruzza's Morellonomicon, the only thing right now cutting through, because Mr. Nefarious just cannot hit these champions and survive. They're able to provide such a front line and such a huge damage burst onto him that he can't step forward unless chaos is being created.
Yeah. I was just looking at the Mountain Shield, and that's going to be very hard for Birmingham Legacy to chew through. So they have Mountain Soul and Baron buff. This is going to be very hard for Birmingham Legacy to defend against.
Much bad PvP moving in, getting some wards here. Just trying to secure some vision. They want to be able to secure this area so they can constantly defend a much bad PvP. Going in on Mr. Nefarious, blocks the crit damage, or the true damage part of it. But for some reason, Shadow Phoenix drops ult onto much bad PvP. Gonna be wasted there. So crucially, if Birmingham Legacy wants to find a fight, that ult will be down. Ragnarok popped by the Olaf. Much bad PvP able to take the fight still. Mr. Fairy's walking in, face checks Much bad PvP. Much bad PvP ults down. Brother goes in. That's going to be another ult down. we see the Maokai ult going over the top of it. Alonius going through the backside. Mr. Nefarious has no health. Brother goes in. Last charge of his ulti. Zammy's going to find the kill. Zammy's ult onto Mr. Nefarious. Mr. Nefarious spell shields on the back. Alonius stuck under the tower, but still able to get the kill off on KR. And this is just everything. Everything going wrong for Birmingham Legacy. 2 down on their side. Everybody's back to base to heal up. And a full Mountain Soul powered, Baron powered, 5-stacked team onto the bottom inhibitor. Pull onto the Soul. More damage onto Young Kaiser. And we're probably going to see East Kentwood Red look for the end here. They could back out. They could go over the mid lane and grab that inhibitor. But with as much power as they have and as little as Birmingham Legacy has been able to answer them, they've taken down the first Nexus turret. Ragnarok going in. Yuumi ult going in. Shadow Phoenix is found. Shadow Phoenix is going to be revived from the Zillion ulti. It's going to take out the Olaf. Going to take out the Yuumi. Mr. Nefarious, the last bit of hope. He's dead. Brother goes in, but it doesn't matter. Nexus is down. East Kentwood Red taking game 1 from Birmingham Legacy.
Wow, that was a very, very interesting game. Wow, it was back and forth a lot of the time there. Birmingham getting ahead, EK coming back from that small gold lead. EK Red definitely played the long game there, staying in there, getting the farm advantage. Victor ended the game with 316 farm, Alawi 280, Caitlyn almost 300. They definitely power farmed and kept up, and they ended the gold with a 12k gold difference, which is huge. Definitely going to want to see what Birmingham Legacy changes in their strategy going into game 2.
And it's not like Birmingham Legacy didn't have the advantage in that game. The early team fight was absolutely huge. There was a huge advantage on the Olaf, but crucially, they were not able to transition those team fight victories early into any of the mid-game team fights. That Kindred ult, that Zillion ult absolutely denied everything that Birmingham Legacy wanted to try to do there. And it's going to be crucial, like you said, to see how they approach this coming pick and ban phase. But we are going to be stepping away as the teams prepare and get ready for game 2. We will see you back in just a little bit, so stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to load onto the Rift for Game 2. Now, Game 1 wrapped up very quickly after East Kentwood Red found those early those mid-game advantages. Huge ults from Kindred, huge ults from Zillion that were able to really propel East Kentwood Red to that Game 1 victory. We're going to have to see if Birmingham is able to come back and take that. Birmingham Legacy opting to take red side here as they had side selection. First game, East Kentwood Red did select the red side as well. So we'll see here how they do. Joel, what do you think?
I think it's do or die. Like I said, for Birmingham Legacy, you lose here, and you don't go any further in the finals. But speaking of Birmingham Legacy, I think that Braza didn't perform as he normally does. So I'm interested to see if he can come back in game 2.
Yeah, Brother did have some good roams there in the early game portion. The early game pretty much went exactly how Birmingham Legacy wanted the game to go. Young Kaiser had huge advantages on Olaf, was able to keep the Kindred down. Mr. Nefarious was farming just fine. Brother was able to get some huge roams on the Ari, and KR was doing his best as a tank into a bruiser matchup to just keep alive and keep that farm gold differential as small as he could. But what crucially was the turning point was a huge shutdown on Young Kaiser that Zammy's picked up right before that dragon fight. That 800 gold shutdown or 700 gold shutdown really put Young Kaiser's Caitlyn in a position to actually deal some damage in these team fights before Mr. Nefarious and the rest of Birmingham Legacy could scale up to match Caitlyn. Her mid-game damage is some of the best in the game. So, as we're getting ready here, we're going to be going into Champ Select in just a second. So, we will see how Birmingham Legacy and East Kentwood Red do take in this pick and ban phase.
Yeah. Also going back to last game, they utilized that Zillion Kindred very well towards the mid to late game. It was very hard to get a effective team fight off where damage actually mattered and you could actually execute on EK Red.
Yeah, it was definitely well played mechanically from those two players. Much Bad PvP and Shadow Phoenix. They did a great job utilizing their comp to such great advantage. And we see the reason why East Kentwood Black banned a Zillion every single game of their series against East Kentwood Red. And here we see Birmingham picking up on that as well with a ban onto that Zillion. Again, East Kentwood Red banning out the Vladimir, Rengar, Twitch, same we saw last game, taking out those crucial picks for each of these players. Young Kaiser, great showing on Rengar early in the season. Broza has been a great Vladimir player, and Mr. Nefarious' Twitch is some of the cleanest that we've seen in this tournament. He is able to single-handedly turn team fights around, and it looks like the ban on the Shen from Birmingham Legacy, taking out another one of those crucial picks that can just deny team fights. Zillion, Kindred, Shen, they all want to come in and just say no to whatever you're doing.
Is that going to be the Bard first pick? It is.
Oh, spicy pick. Bard able to do much of the same things, but at a much higher skill cap than what we see out of Zillions and Kindreds and stuff like that. Bard able to full stasis anything within his ultimate, but that can spell disaster for his own team if it's not done properly. Zach picked up here for Young Kaiser, and a Caitlyn locked in for Mr. Nefarious, taking that away from Zammy's. We saw Zammy's perform very well on it. We'll have to see how Mr. Nefarious can perform on it this time. Young Kaiser picking up the Zach here, definitely going into the jungle, going to be a crucial pick for making these team fights happen when they want them to happen. Graves being hovered. Graves is a top tier pick right now in the meta. Absolutely styles on champions. I bet you can speak a little to that.
Yeah, I've been playing Graves a lot, but it looks like it's going to be Shyvana.
Last minute pivot from the Graves onto the Shyvana. We talked about this in the pick and ban phase last game, and just as we loaded into the game, Shyvana has very good early clear speeds. She has historically been considered one of the fastest clearers in the jungler. Of course, people like Karthus now playing at Karthus jungle obviously can clear a lot faster, but Shyvana definitely no slouch there. And Shyvana is going to be able to do much of what Olaf did to Kindred before. Zach does not clear well. He doesn't clear healthy in the early game. If Shyvana can take those early quick clears and move into Birmingham Legacy's jungle, we're going to see Zach really be struggling a bit there. And Swain locked in there for the Birmingham Legacy. We'll see if that's going mid or support, possibly top. We'll have to see what they decide to move with that. And Jinx in, so we see the whole bot lane there for East Kentwood Red.
You say that Shyvana's gonna invade, but it's been a while since I've played Shyvana, but Shyvana's clear isn't as healthy either. I think she can definitely full clear and still have a decent chunk of HP, but Zach really shines when he's at low HP, his clear speed, and it's almost impossible to get executed in the jungle of Zach. And Zach clear speed honestly isn't that bad either. Being able to clear right before 4 camps right before Scuttle Crab spawn, 5 camps, my bad, it's still pretty fast, but there's definitely going to be a bit of farming in the early game, I'd say, on both sides. And Zach's going to be able to have a lot more pressure after he gets a few levels earlier than the Shyvana before she hits 6.
Of course. And we're most likely going to be seeing the Shyvana AP, the huge burst damage Shyvana that everybody's been, a victim of in the past. Shyvana ults in as Dragon, just absolutely blows up somebody, and a Xin Zhao locked in for Birmingham Legacy. That maybe Xin Zhao jungle, Zach top. We'll have to see how this plays out. At the end of the pick and bans, we still don't know where the Swain's going. We saw the Ornn and Maokai ban forcing something onto the top lane, but we might see, crucially, the Zach already have been locked in for the top, and 2 wasted bans on the side of EK Red. EK Red picking up the Kale, so if that is a Zach top, Kale will be able to bully him once she hits 6. That is a free lane for Kale to just farm and scale up in if she's able to not get, not be the victim of any early ganks from the Xin Zhao Zach combo. Assuming Xin Zhao here will be going into the jungle. And Ezreal filling in most likely in the mid lane here. He's going to be answered by the Yasuo. Brothers Yasuo, huge carry.
That's a Zach top.
It is indeed Zach top. Swain support. Swain pullback for the Yasuo. Xin Zhao knockup for the Yasuo. Zach E engage. Zach ult for the Yasuo. Yasuo is going to have a field day in these team fights if these guys can show us their synergy. And we've seen it before. Brothers Yasuo carried them in game 1 against Dakota in their first showing. Absolutely styling on Dakota. And we'll see if Brother can pick up what he didn't have in the last game on his Ahri and see if he can carry just a little bit more here. Ezreal, definitely going to be difficult into Yasuo with those wind walls, though.
Yeah. EK Red really likes immunities. They've got Kale and Bard, so
yeah.
they're have a certain style of team fighting and team composition, but
for sure,
Bard can really shut down Engage from Birmingham Legacy. So really interested to see how they set up for this. But Ezreal mid is that reminds me back of my Ezreal mid back in season 5, season 6.
Yep.
So very interested to see how SSJ Step 5 utilizes this going into the game.
So as we're waiting for spectator delay, we're going to throw you all to commercial. We will be back in just a little bit, so stick around.
And volleyball team. Architecture is a great fit for me because I love math and design. Now I combine them with technology to create beautiful structures. At Lawrence Tech, I didn't have to wait until my 3rd year to start designing. Our hands-on education begins right from day 1. And I'm really excited about LTU's Design Center in Detroit. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
Asiago butter. Honey, look at this. 40,000 flavor combinations, and I've had almost every one. Asiago, butter, cheese, Cajun. The flavored crust combinations are endless. It's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
To get more pizza? Yeah.
No, to call your mother. Wow.
Don't go. I need that equation.
Now get a meal deal to fit any budget at the home of flavored crust.
Hungry? Howie's!
Slowly covering the light. Pull the trigger every night to stay alive. Hope is wishing, but you're running out of time. If I could only read your mind. Read your mind.
Searching for music for your next.
Try to shout, but all my words don't make a sound. Tiny pieces of the puzzle on the ground. Try to fix it, but you do this every time. If I could only read your mind.
All right, we're back and loaded in on to Summoner's Rift for Game 2 of East Kentwood Red versus Birmingham Legacy. East Kentwood Red up 1-0 in this series. And I've got to say, this Zach pick absolutely blew my mind in the pick and ban phase. I think Birmingham Legacy actually baited East Kentwood Red so hard with this pick. East Kentwood Red had no idea the Zach was going top, and we'll have to see if this pick pays off for them. Because if it does, and those two bans went to waste, that will be something that East Kentwood Red is definitely going to have to take into consideration for the next game. As we see East Kentwood Red invading onto the top side here, looking to see if we can find anybody, and if not, most likely just dropping in some deep wards. As we see much of the same going in here for Birmingham Legacy.
All right, I'm back. Anything I missed in the first 30 seconds of the game?
Just some invades.
Did EK Red keep up with the top side invade?
Always. So both teams looking to invade. This is, if one of these two teams find each other in the opening phases of these games, it will be a bloodbath. Now, crucially, we do see that they got a ward here into the red buff. We'll see if Birmingham Legacy can do anything about this knowledge. Probably not. And East Kentwood Red is going to be able to use this early knowledge of where Xin Zhao started to make sure that the Shyvana can match him wherever he goes. Xin Zhao, crucially, a very good duelist in the early phases, and his ganks can be extremely potent if he's able to jump onto a carry without them knowing that he was going to be there in the first place.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him. The only lane I see a problem with him ganking is that mid lane with Ezreal. Ezreal is a very slippery champion. And as long as it's like Zed, as long as you don't blow your shadow or your E on Ezreal, it's very hard to gank you.
Yep. We're going to see, hopefully Alanius is going to try to bully this Zac, or not really bully, but just sustain to 6 so that Kayle can scale into that incredibly powerful level 16 champ that we know them to be. Because once Kayle hits that position with their invulnerability, they are going to be able to take over this game if they want to.
Yeah. So back in season 9, I main support. One of the supports I hated to verse the most was Swade support. Like, I just hate playing against that champion. The E is just, not many people can dodge it in solo queue, let me just say that. But classically, you get the root, and it's very easy to land additional CC. You get a trap, you can pull off that.
Yep.
You can get a pull, you can pull into a trap. So Caitlyn Swain is going to be very strong.
And we just got to make sure that Mr. Nefarious is going to want to be able to hit those traps. We did see almost, while you were talking about it, the exact play come out. Swain lands the root on the Jinx. Jinx got pulled. Mr. Nefarious went for the trap. Wasn't quite able to get it directly under Sammy's, but had Mr. Nefarious gotten that trap off, that would have been huge damage. And still, though, Swain crucially hits those. KR going in. Does KR steal it? KR steals
He got it.
the Scuttle Crab away. Going to get the knockback. Going to get the damage. Much bad PvP. Going to die here. Braza, huge roam up, is going to get a ton of damage onto Alonius as well. And that's going to be First Blood going over to the Yasuo, propelling him even further into this matchup that was already going to be hard for the Ezreal. As Young Kaiser looks to do a dive, we have KR going in. KR misses the knockup. KR is still going to be tanking, but with his passive, it doesn't matter. Braza going to be executed here from the tower. Not going to be too bad. We'll see if... Oh no. Okay, disaster has struck for Birmingham Legacy with a kill going over to Alonis in this top lane, and Braza going out with that kill, or with that death. They did get the kill onto Kayle, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but still, they should have waited for the wave to come in. They had all of the time in the world to work with, but KR taking tower aggro as he's jumping in, could have had at least another turret shot or two of health left had he just waited for the wave to crash.
The Zac also did not get the aggro on the tower first. Xin Zhao got first aggro, and then it was Yasuo, and then it was the Zac again. Yeah. So a little better dive and tower aggro could have made that go a lot smoother. Might have another dive.
Another
here.
tower dive. They didn't learn the first time. Stepfather gets hit. Knockback. Brother goes in. Ignite down. SSJ Stepfather. Oh, what a wind wall coming out from Braza. Able to deny the Ezreal Q that would have been able to damage KR. And an execute coming out on much bad PvP from the Raptors. Pings going down from the team. East Kentwood Red? Question mark?
Yeah, these are the games you like to see, right?
Dang, I didn't realize we were spectating a solo queue match.
I really like the Zac the roam. Look at this. They constantly roam to each other's lanes. I really like this style of play here.
KR going in here. Alonius able to dodge out. He does have the invulnerability, but it doesn't matter. Knockback, invulnerability comes down, but it's not going to be enough. KR going to live just barely as Alonius comes down with another kill for this combo. This Zac Yasuo combo is absolutely styling on East Kentwood Red. They have no way to play around it right now. They don't have any answers, and they're not playing safe enough in their lane.
They're roaming. I like this. This is what I like to see from teams.
Much Bad PvP
Xin Zhao
comes out.
back
Xin Zhao
in.
flash ease in on Much Bad PvP. Much Bad PvP smite down onto the Scuttle Crab. Takes the Bard out, or the Bard E out. Young Kaiser goes in. Maybe a little bit of a big we need to do this play. We need to get these kills, but a little questionable there. Luckily able to make it out with the wind wall from Bruzza. All going down from SSJ Stepfather, fishing for the Xin Zhao, not anywhere where he was expecting him to be, still on the Scuttle Crab.
So Birmingham Legacy coming up big with a 3K gold lead at 7 minutes. This is absolutely huge to have this amount of a gold lead this early in the game. Their top side presence is huge, and that's just going to resonate across the entire map.
Now, we did see Much Bad PvP picking up that Infernal Drake. That can't go understated. Shyvana does scale well with Drakes as she picks them up throughout the course of the game. So, getting that early Drake is important. She was able to sneak that out from underneath Young Kaiser before he was able to respond or answer anything there. But with all of them making out with their lives, not too much was lost. Young Kaiser picking up the red buff, moving here onto the top side. We can expect them to make a play here again. The wave is pushing. KR goes in, gets the knockback, gets the pull. Alonius is going to get ulted here. Young Kaiser ease in. Nothing Alonius can do. Solid 5 seconds of CC. KR coming up with another kill in the top lane that was gifted over to Young Kaiser, who comes up to pick it up. This is something to behold.
Yeah, I'm speechless. Like, Zach top this season has been very, very good. A lot of my friends play it, and it just seems, it doesn't, in your mind, it seems like it shouldn't work. All your abilities cost HP to use. It's like Mundo. It seems like you should be weak, but the passive healing and Conqueror, it's really strong. And with the Yasuo Xin Zhao, you can just perma-CC someone, and the combo of ganking, they're going to try to get first tower here.
They picked up that Rift Herald earlier. It gets dropped. There's less than 3 plates left. That means as soon as this Rift Herald charges, bada bing, bada boom, that tower is down. KR looking to possibly make another play. Does get the lash onto him, but not going to do much else. Meanwhile, Much Bad PvP is invading. Does get most of the camps out on the top side, but they think they know he's there. They're moving over. We'll see what happens. Brother's just going to take the recall, play it safe, while Mr. Nefarious continues to extend this gold lead in the bot lane. 91 farm to 57. I don't see where East Kentwood Red currently can make a play on the map. They try to make a play topside. Zach and Yasuo are going to absolutely combo him.
Bot side's going to be the first play.
Bard comes down. Mr. Nefarious able to get out. Root comes down. Much Bad PvP gets hit by it. Sergius ult comes out. Stun, huge stun. Zammy's able to pick up a kill. That's going to be the first one on the board for East Kentwood Red in a nice hot minute. But Zammy's crucially getting that kill. Hopefully going to propel this Jinx forward. If anybody can carry this game, it's going to be Zammy's on this Jinx. He's going to have to be strong to cut through the Xin Zhao and the Zac when they start getting tanky. Sergius as well, as soon as he pops that Swain ult, if he's on the backside, he's just going to be life-sustaining the entire time. So, crucial for them to get that pill. Brother flash forward, does miss the Q. Much Bad PvP is just going to walk this one out with the flash burnt from Bruzza. But they will be able to most likely take this red, assuming nobody else. KR going in on Alonius in the top side. Well, we have a fight breaking out around the red buff as well. Alonius and Vaughn comes down, deals some damage to KR, but the healing comes out. Too much Bad PvP going in on Young Kaiser. Young Kaiser is able to sustain with his ulti. Shadow Phoenix goes over the wall, goes down anyway. Brother goes in, dies to SSJ Stepfather. 1-for-1 trade around the red buff. SSJ Stepfather over the wall onto Young Kaiser. Young Kaiser is going to go down as well. 2-for-1. Alonius is flashing forward, trying to get the last hit on KR. Does get the last hit. Crucially doesn't take tower aggro. 3-for-1 in the favor of East Kentwood Red. Just as we said they didn't have a play to make, Birmingham Legacy made the play for them.
Yeah, and it's just like last game almost. The teams are going back and forth with each lead. However, Birmingham Legacy still with the 3K gold lead, but again, team fights are going back and forth. EK Red, it's so early that it's still anyone's game. I really like games like this. I'm really excited to see if this goes to 3 games.
For sure. With how this pick ban phase played out, with that surprise Zach flex pick, we'll have to see what East Kentwood Red with the Sun onto Sergius. Nothing more is going to come of it. But yeah, we'll have to see if they have to play around the Zach pick in the future. Knowing that they can pull this off, do they ban the Yasuo and just make this comp a little worse? We see try PvP ult again and instantly blows him up. Oh, huge barn ult coming down to save much by PvP. Doesn't last for long. Zamis is poking out some damage. Mr. Nefarious is going to be chasing them down. Not able to get anything. Does net forward though. Zamis flash to the way. Mr. Nefarious still chasing Zamis with the slow. Mr. Nefarious with their ult. Going to take out the Jinx. Red team gets the Drake. Aloni is coming down. Doesn't have ultis. SSJ Stepfather goes in. Gets a couple kills back. SSJ Stepfather double kill for him. Triple kill for the Ezreal. 3 for 1 in the, or 3 for 2, sorry, in the favor again of East Kentwood Red. Now they're ahead in kills. They've cut this gold lead down to 2K. Luckily for Birmingham Legacy, they did pick up the Ocean Drake during all that hectic. But on the back of these fights, this Ezreal keeps coming in and cleaning up.
Yeah, this, like I said, back and forth, but it's really favoring EK these last few team fights.
We have a TP coming in from KR, maybe a little bit hopeful, thinking maybe Mr. Nefarious was going to step onto that turret. Doesn't do so himself. So we're just going to see here Mr. Nefarious and Sergius keep pushing this wave and get the tower that Caitlyn is basically guaranteed in a lane. And
This is a very bloody game we have going on. More than a kill a minute, in fact. So
yeah, each of these teams, every time they meet up on the Rift, they are looking to butt heads. If they see one champion, every single champion starts moving. Every little 1v1 skirmish all of a sudden is a 5v5 as we see KR going in on Alonius again. Does get the lash, does get the pullback, does get the ult, gonna knock him up. Ult comes in for much by PvP though to lend assistance. Invuln came out from Alonius. Young Kaiser goes in, takes a ton of damage, but it looks like Alonius might go down. Nope, able to kite it out. Jinx ult just shy of Young Kaiser. And both teams will walk away. No worse for the wear. Couple of summoner spells burn, a couple ults. Brother coming in, does get the wind wall. Not going to see too much else here as the Bard's also making his roam up. Oh, Bardo catches Zach on the backside. We'll see if they can do anything. Misses the stun. KR able to heal. Gets a huge pull. Brother 2-man knockup. 2-man ulti onto SSJ Stepfather. Ezreal has to flash away there. Ezreal ult comes out. Missed critical stun again from Shadow Phoenix. Another flash out. And that was a huge, huge play from KR and Brothers. These two have absolutely disgusting synergy this game.
Wow, there's a lot of fighting happening. You can really see these two teams, they want to win. They're pulling out all the stops. They're trying their hardest to say I am the better team here. Harold's going over to Birmingham Legacy now, so let's see where they pop it. I think they're just gonna put it mid and get a tier 2 or.
Yasuo's just going to take it himself. Bard can't do anything in the face of this Yasuo. Yasuo now 5-3. He's has had a couple deaths. He's sitting on a bounty. So is the Ezreal. These two mid laners really putting on a show for their individual teams. Brother has made some incredible plays with KR on the back of these Zac CCs and immobilizing spells. There we go. We got it out. And Ezreal as well, back in these fights, SSJ Stepfather every time ease in and picks up a bunch of crucial kills on the backside of early fights from Birmingham Legacy. So we'll have to see which one of these two can step forward and make the final statement in these fights. Because if Brother has the impact onto SSJ, he's going to win it. But if he doesn't get that pick off Ezreal, or early on Ezreal, and Ezreal is able to E away, he's just going to be able to keep kiting out the Yasuo and dealing the damage in the back half of these team fights.
Yeah, it's seeing this. I haven't played League in about a month, but seeing these teams play, it makes me want to play some League of Legends. These are the games I like. Whenever I watch a series, whether it's LCS or whatever League play it is, I always like to see the max amount of games. So if it's a best of 5, I want to see 5 games. That's I even if I have a team I want to win, I always like a close game, and this is what we're seeing here. The gold lead is still it's about a 3K difference, and EK Red are.
We got a fight breaking out. Sorry to cut you off. Young Kaiser already has his ult popped, able to negate a ton of damage with the ult, but it doesn't quite matter. Ezra's stepfather able to move forward, pick up another kill, making a 6-1 on this Ezreal pick. Mr. Nefari's crucial route down onto Alonis. Alonis is chunked down. KR going in, gets the knockup, but Bruzza silenced by the Bard before he can get his ult off, but it doesn't matter. Bard still goes down, 1 for 1. Each team picking up a kill here for their mid laners, and it's still the same thing, the story of the mid laners. Bruzza able to pick up a kill. That Bard ult was crucial in denying Bruzza a huge ulti. Because if Bard ult doesn't land there, Bruzza's getting a 3-man ulti off the back of KR's ult himself. So crucially, Bard able to land that ult. Oh, Zammy's going to get hit here, going in from KR. KR's going to get rooted up. Zammy's going to try to pump up some damage, but with that Bramble Vest, not able to cut through him. Much Bad PvP shows up to help out. Trap root. Aloni is taken out before anything even happens. Mr. Nefarious goes a little maybe too far forward, but able to get 2 before anybody can answer him. SSJ Stepfather moving forward. Zach going back in. Huge stun from the Bard to deny some of that engage. Young Kaiser taken out before anything can happen. Brother goes in, gets the ult onto Ezreal. Much Bad PvP going down. SSJ Stepfather going down. Brother, another huge play out of this Yasuo. Bard, the only one left standing. KR, Bruzza, and Sergius going over. They're going to be able to pick up this Mountain Drake, making it 2 Drakes to 1 on the side of Birmingham Legacy.
These teams, like I keep saying it, back and forth, and that
Shadow Phoenix is playing with it right now. Nothing happens. Everything's dead. You can continue.
Yeah, but that play by Mr. Nefarious, that was very risky, but it ended up paying off. He got a double kill just for him dying at the start of the fight, and then we have the Zac and Yasuo go in. That was huge for them.
Mr. Nefarious playing the frontline Caitlyn we've all seen in our solo queue games, but this time playing it effectively. We do see the Rift Herald drop down. It's been a while, a lot of team fights. They haven't had the opportunity. Much likely that was going to be about to time out. So they just go ahead and drop it. They're going to try to walk it in here in the top lane. But we do see 3 people from East Kentwood Red coming up. Much Bad PvP waiting in the wings. Ults in, does miss, crucially misses the huge damage. Mr. Nefarious able to jump away. Nothing happens, but the Rift Herald did crash into that top lane turret, taking it down on the back side of that. So 1 tower for basically just a couple of summoner spells on the side of Birmingham Legacy. They will absolutely take that every day of the week.
Yeah. And we've got another, what is it? Is this another Mountain Soul we have going on?
I believe so, yep.
Wow.
Because it was Infernal first for EK Red. Ocean was taken up, and then this last one was just now the Mountain Drake. So we will be seeing a Mountain Soul contest here from Birmingham Legacy. They're going to hopefully be able to move themselves to Soul Point and get that extra shielding for their engaged champions. KR definitely going to be a tanky monster if they can pick that up.
Yeah. And it's up to a 6K gold lead, so... Birmingham Legacy,
they cut it down for a moment, but yeah, this is something.
Yeah, they're doing very well for themselves, and they're getting a lot of picks off with the Zac, Yasuo, and Swain combo. Shyvana knows something's up, just gonna walk away. They're getting a lot of picks, which I feel attributed to their gold lead.
Of course. Anytime you've got Zac in a game, you can expect picks to come. We just didn't expect them to come from the top side as KR gets the lash down. SSJ Stepfather just easily able to E away. Bard's coming in to help out. Elastic Slingshot away from KR. He's going to be perfectly safe as SSJ Stepfather just goes back to clearing the wave.
Are they going to do a Baron play here?
It looks like, they're on vision, so East Kentwood Red definitely knows, but the entire team was caught sleeping on the bot side of the map as they moved over. Some crucial vision was able to give them that information. TP here from KR, going to try to cut them off, though he is right in the middle of the whole team.
That's a very good zoning teleport.
Yep, Bard ult comes down, locks up a lot of them. Oh, huge steal coming out for Much Bad PvP. Gets the Baron buff. He does go down. They do get Alonius. They are going to get Shadow Phoenix. But crucially, a steal on the Baron that was basically guaranteed for them. Zambies is going to be able to get out here. Elastic Slingshot in. Does pick him up on the backside. KR getting another kill on himself. That's going to be huge. Only one Baron buff alive. Baron 4-4. They did deny the Baron buff, but was it worth it? The question is, what is Birmingham Legacy going to be able to pick up on the backside of this near ace?
So the true question is, what did it cost? Everything. But that steal definitely was very good from EK. But was it worth them dying 4 people? They still do have the Baron buff on Ezreal. They're going to have to play very safe. Probably having to give up this next dragon while they don't have the lead. They're down about 8k gold here. So that's about maybe like a half an item depending on what champion you're playing, or a full item. So they need to play very safe and really make strategic plays.
Yeah, we see 2k gold advantage for Mr. Nefarious. We see a well over a 1k gold advantage for KR over Alonius. These two lanes are really where this advantage is being made. Crucially, SSJ Stepfather has been able to keep up with Brother in the farm department. So it's only a small 600 gold lead there in the mid lane. But yeah, this 8k gold advantage definitely going to really mean a lot for Birmingham Legacy as they move to contest this Drake and push them to that Mountain Soul point.
I feel like every time we bring up the gold difference, EK Red just makes it their job to make it less. It was 8k just maybe 30 seconds to a minute ago, but now it's down to 6k. They've really done a great job of keeping the gold lead down.
Like you said, every time it goes up, oh, huge ults come across. Crucially, Yashua Windwall did not come out in time, but it didn't matter. Young Kaiser able to secure that smite down on the Drake. If they had picked that up, that would have been huge for East Kentwood Red, as now they are going to have to answer this coming Drake in 5 minutes. If it comes out and Birmingham Legacy is able to pick that up, that's going to mean so much in the coming team fights and will help Birmingham Legacy push for that final part. We're looking here at levels though. Alonius, level 14, getting close to that level 16 mark. Much Bad PvP, still only level 13. And somehow Shadow Phoenix is nearly the highest level on his team. The Bard carry actually sitting here at level 14 while the rest of the team is 13 or lower.
My screen that says 11.
Is that 11? I can't read right. Commentator actually blind.
Yeah. What are you looking at? You know?
I looked like a 14 to me. All right, get out of here.
Yeah, the Bard carried. The Bard has actually done very well. The alt on Baron and then the alt bot say Dragon to prevent the Yasuo ult. Bard is playing. This is a very good pick here.
Yeah, the Bard ult is very difficult to play around. It has a lot of potential to win fights, but it also has a lot of potential to just straight up lose fights. If you have a bad Bard ulti and you lock up your team right as they're about to cast some crucial ultimates in the team fight. Luckily though for Shadow Phoenix, he's been playing this pick very well.
Yeah, we can see both mid laners bot side matching each other, so they've got their power players bot.
Much Bad PvP going in. KR goes in, not able to find the ult. Does get rooted immediately. That is a huge whiff on their side. Shut down for Much Bad PvP onto Swain. Going to be another pick onto that. Young Kaiser caught sleeping, I think.
Oh.
Huge shutdowns coming in for the side of EK Red. Bard ult does go a little bit far. Mr. Nefarious able to dodge out. Brothers in the bot lane. But I don't know what was going on with Young Kaiser there in that bush. He sat there. It looked like he was maybe setting up for a pick. But Much Bad PvP just walks up and hits him in the face a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have chat on, I'm assuming. But Zinzao did say nice little DC to spice things up. But yeah, I don't know. Who won out there? We got you also got the tower bots, but
3
EK
kills
did
and a
pick up-
ton of shutdowns going over for East Kentwood Red. They've cut this gold lead that was 8 just 2 minutes ago down to 5.
Yeah. EK Red is definitely not out of this game quite yet. We do have Baron spawning here in a second. Probably going to see Birmingham Legacy try to make a play and bait EK to fight them, which I think is probably the play here. They're just so much stronger at this point in a 5v5 team fight.
And I think East Kentwood Red literally has to play around Zach misplaying. The reason that fight went so well for them is because crucially KR missed his elastic slingshot, missed his lash, and ulted in place because he got rooted immediately by the Jinx. If any of those spells land and Brother's able to, or Brother wasn't even in that fight, but the rest of the team's able to pick up on that CC and deal some damage, then there's no chance East Kentwood Red wins that fight. But crucially, because they missed it, East Kentwood Red saw the opportunity and were able to chase down the other 3 kills, which helped propel them to this much smaller gold advantage that they had earlier. So it's going to be on KR to pull a flank here. He does have TP up, so he can push in bot lane, TP into this fight, and look for a crucial Zac flank. As long as he hits one of his abilities, he's going to be able to combo all of the CC. We see much by PvP ulting over the wall. Brother misses the wind wall, but it doesn't quite matter. He's going to go in, exhaust down onto Brother, misses the flash. Oh, huge stasis from the Bard, keeping his team alive. Brother not able to do anything. Stopwatches himself, but he's stuck on 4. Brother's going to go down. 700 gold shutdown. Sorry, going over to Alonius as he crucially gets that gold onto the kill. Kill 15, flashes forward, invuln out. KR is going to look to do something, but it's going to be a 5 for 4 right around the Baron.
Yeah, EK Red are getting some great picks here.
Again, Shadow Phoenix with that Bard ulti absolutely saving both SSJ Stepfather and much bad PvP. Just a couple more autos out from that Yasuo or a Q. We're going to take them both out. Crucially, that came down, forcing Brother to run away directly into the arms of the rest of the waiting team.
Yeah, down to a 4k gold difference. EK Red really fighting here to come back ahead, and it's working. They're getting the picks they need. And now we have Soul up. We have a pause. Okay. But EK Red are really fighting here. And we have Soul Dragon up. And we can see Yasuo is in base, and almost all of EK are here. So this could be the chance for them to truly come back in the game. Doesn't look like they're going to get the contest. That's going to be
Soul's going down.
Kale getting one shot.
It looks like it's going to be a fight going in the way of Birmingham Legacy. KR getting the lashback on SSJ Stepfather, forcing out the art. Bard is going to deny the rest of the engage. All onto much bad PvP from Mr. Nefarious. Not going to do enough, and they're going to walk away with their lives. Crucially, though, Mountain Soul going over to Birmingham Legacy and a kill onto Alonius as he just absolutely gets blown up without his invuln ready for him.
Yeah, and they're just going to rotate over the Baron. This is them pushing their lead. It's almost kind of the reverse of last game. We have the Mountain Soul going over to the opposite team. I can't wait to see what happens next. Yeah, I think it's going to be very hard for EK Red to do anything now, but I think they have to wait out this Baron buff and play it very slow and strategically. They're going to have to stall out the game. That's the only thing that I think they can do at this point, but I don't know. What do you think, Andrew?
I think at this point, Kale's now hit 16. That means another point in her ult. That means she can dish out a ton of damage while one member of her team is involved. She has that opportunity. She's going to be a strong carry in these coming fights. As long as she doesn't get blown up like this last one, she has the potential to turn these fights. She's almost done with her Ginsu's Rageblade, sitting on 2 of the components. So if she's able to get that done before Birmingham Legacy pushes into the base, then this has the potential to be a huge team fight. But much like we saw last game, all it took was the Baron buff and the Mountain Soul to finish out the game on East Kentwood Red side. Birmingham Legacy now in the same position. Mountain Soul Baron buff. We'll see if they can push into the base. Brother in the top lane pushing in. We've got a simple 1-3-1. Aloni's getting some damage. Bardalt comes down, denies the Swain. Alt onto the Caitlyn, much by PvP, has to walk away. He's low health. Young Kaiser goes in on Alonius, gets knocked up. Not able to get the ult off. Much by PvP is taken out by KR from the TP. That's going to be 2 for 1 right now on the side of Birmingham Legacy. Alt in, taken out. The Jinx is, Zammy's is down. As the J Stepfather is going to dodge the lash out. Able to get the Young Kaiser, but he's able to E out. I don't think he's going much farther from here, though. Bard stays alive. Bard goes down. That's a 5 for 2? 5 for 2? Oh my lord. This is going to be it though. Folks, Mr. Nefarious, Braza, KR, they're going to stay alive. All of the solo lane carries still up. They've got the wave. They've got the pressure. They've got the champions. And the Baron buff is going to help them finish this out. Inhibitor goes down in Nexus Turret 1, Nexus Turret 2. And we have Game 3 here for Birmingham Legacy.
Woo! Like I said, my favorite series is a max game series, so let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That was a huge game coming out there from Birmingham Legacy, pushing us to 1-1 on our best of 3 series and our losers grand finals. Again, the loser here goes home. Both these teams have already lost the series so far in our playoff bracket. EK Red dropping that game to EK Black, and Birmingham dropping their game to Dakota. But we see them here in the losers grand finals fighting for that coveted spot in our grand finals against EK Black. We'll have to see how this plays out. Both these teams really going all out to get these wins. We'll have to see how it plays out. But for the time being, we're going to go ahead and get these teams back into their queues, getting ready to set up for Game 3 in our series. Stick around. We will be right back.
Here we are, a million stars floating over our heads. Beating hearts, falling apart, staying up to forget. But baby, we'll fall. We all go dancing down, and paradise is found. We're shaking up the ground, 'cause there ain't no stopping now.
All right, and we're back for Game 3 of East Kentwood Red and Birmingham Legacy. This has been an incredible series so far, wouldn't you say, Joel?
It has. I'm excited. 3 games. This is where teams pull out all the stops and they show what they have. They put all of their cards on the table. If you lose here, you are out, and if you win here, you go to the finals, the grand finals. And I can't wait to see what teams do. I can't wait to see champ select, and I can't wait to see the outcome of this series.
We're looking forward to it. So while we prepare the lobby, I just want to say that Zach pick is just absolutely crucial in this coming draft. That pick being able to be flexed will mean a lot, and we'll have to see if East Kentwood Red is going to straight up ban it or if they're going to try to play around it. Because if they try to play around it, then they never know if it's going into the jungle or the top lane. And KR clearly showed the proficiency he has on this champion to make plays with Bruzza. Those two absolutely dominated the early portion of this game. If we saw some plays back from SSJ Stepfather and Alonius, they were able to gain some advantages, but it was never enough to overcome those two when they moved into those later stages of the team fights. Whenever those two were on the map together, you knew somebody was going to die.
Yeah. This is going to be a very, very spicy game. I am expecting to see that Zach ban.
Yeah, so here we go into champion select, and we'll have to see if the Zach ban comes out.
Yeah, Zach it's a disgusting champion, especially last game. And we can see the same 2 bans that are going out. So, still got 2 bans left on both sides. So, there's the Zillion. Still keeping that on ban.
Yeah, much of the same bans. East Kentwood Red doing the Vladimir. Same first ban they've had on each game. There goes the Twitch. Same ban we've seen each time. Rakan Zillion. Same ones again for Birmingham Legacy. Now, we did see Birmingham Legacy ban out a new champion this last banning phase, and we'll have to see if East Kentwood Red ban out a new champion now that they've seen what the other teams want to play. We saw the Zillion added last time, and there's the Shen, exact same pick and bans or ban phase as last game from Birmingham Legacy. If it's not broke, don't fix it. They won the game, so they get to determine what goes forward. Caitlyn ban, interesting, coming out from East Kentwood Red. So we see the first pick Zach. So we have the first pick Zach. Now this leaves up the interesting question for EK Red. Is that going jungle or is that going top? KR clearly proficient on the champion. We have to assume Young Kaiser is as well. He's a jungler. Most junglers know how to play the champion. He's pretty straightforward. So will they ban out top laners or junglers when they move into the second round of banning?
There's a counter pick for Zach.
Grog is able to stuff Zach's engages with his body slam. There are few champions in the game. They get the Yasuo. So a lot of what Birmingham Legacy wanted to do last game is already taken away here. Grog is picked up for Much Bad PvP, and SSJ Stepfather going to be piloting the Yasuo this time. These two champions have incredible synergy, much like we saw with Zach and with KR and Bruzza last game between Zach and Yasuo. We're going to be seeing much of the same here with Much Bad PvP and SSJ Stepfather. Grog is easily able to combo into the Yasuo ult or the Gragas knockback, again easily able to combo into a Yasuo ulti. And like I was saying, Gragas E is able to interrupt Zach E as he's flying in. Zach E is not unstoppable. So if Gragas body slams and hits Zach while he's in the air, he's going to stop Zach before he can stun anybody. So pretty big pickup here from the side of East Kentwood Red, with a Malphite being picked up here for Birmingham Legacy.
Is that AP Malphite mid?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on yet. This is insane. This is a lot of flex picks. We'll have to see where they want to move each of these picks around. Could be a support Malphite. We'll have to see. We did bring in Zafekiel here. It must be mentioned. They did sub out the support from the last game, whose name has escaped me. I apologize. And have moved back to their main support, Zafekiel.
These first 3 picks from both teams, there's a lot of flex here. I'm not sure what's happening. I think that might be a Trundle top, and Trundle should have a very good matchup into the Zac, especially once they hit level 6. Trundle's just gonna have ultimate and just drain tank the Zac down. Is this where Mr. Nefarious pulls out the vein? I feel like that'll be really good. I've seen him play Vayne, and I feel like it's a very good pick here. If you're fast enough for reactions, you can condemn the Gragas out of his E. You can do a lot with it, and you're gonna need to cut down that front line. And that Xayah pick is very good. It's really good into the Malphite Jarvan Zac combo.
Yeah.
Dodge all that CC, not get permaseed, not get one shot, and I'm really curious to see what the AD carry pickup is here for Birmingham Legacy.
So this is going to come down. There's the Tristana being hovered right now. Decent pick, can deal pretty easily with the front line, tons of damage, tons of mobility to get away from Gragas Trundle, and there it is, locked in, and Zafekiel with his classic Thresh. Zafekiel loves this pick, and he can pull off some amazing hooks on this champion. We've seen it in many games already this playoffs. We'll have to see if he's able to pull them off here in this game.
This is looking like gonna be like you said, a slugfest. Team, this is going to be some very interesting team fighting. And now we have Alistar, which is another counter to Zac and Jarvan. And I'm really favoring EK's team comp right here. They have so many knockups, so many disengage and engage options. It's going to be very hard for Birmingham Legacy to get anything off outside of a pick and jungle due lack of vision, but I like both team comps, but I think EK is definitely favored here.
What do you think about this? Malphite most likely was going to be going a full AP burst Malphite. Do you think he transitions to tank? Without a good solid target here, he's not going to be able to blow up the Xayah because Xayah has her ult. He might be able to get to the Yasuo if the Yasuo positions poorly, but between Gragas, Trundle, and Alistar, he's never going to blow them up. Does he go like some kind of frontline tank?
I'm not sure, but if he does frontline, where is the damage coming from Birmingham Legacy? Where's the magic damage? They could easily stack armor, and I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do.
Well, we'll have to see and find out. Now that we're moving into the spectator delay, we will have a couple of commercials here running for you, and we'll be back right after this.
I admit it, I love working with money, negotiating, and making big decisions. That's why I'm majoring in finance and economics at Lawrence Tech. What's truly amazing about the education here is the small class sizes that give me easy access to my professors who truly care about my future. They even helped me get a great internship. And I was able to fulfill my lifelong dream of playing college golf. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
How you doing? My name is First Class Adams.
Hey, what's up, Detroit? I'm Staff Sergeant Stevens. If you're within the age of 17 to 34, if you look for a job without any experience, we can teach you everything you need to know. Come be a part of the team.
And where you can locate us at is on goarmy.com/Michigan.
And our phone numbers is 586-774-0218 or 517-214-8542.
Go Army.
All right, and we're back loaded on the Rift for our last game of the day, last game of the series here between Birmingham Legacy and East Kentwood Red. Birmingham
Looks
Legacy
like
here on the blue side and East Kentwood Red there on the red.
very interesting that in both the first two games, either team opted for a invade, but now here they're just watching for invades. Neither team is making an aggressive play.
This is it. This is the last game, you know. You make a play here, early advantage goes one way or the other, and that could spell the end of the series. Both these teams looking to play a little bit safer in the final game, not looking to make any huge upsets. We might see a game maybe a little less bloody, but I doubt it. These two teams have loved to fight all day.
Yeah.
Now we did.
Junglers. Go ahead.
We do see here, it looks like possibly a lane swap between the Gragas and the Yasuo, with the Yasuo going ahead top lane, while the Gragas is sitting mid lane. And answered here on the side of Birmingham Legacy by getting the Malphite back into that matchup against the Yasuo, not wanting to put the Malphite against the Gragas.
Yeah. Both teams coming up with that. That's very interesting to see both teams opt for that, and I think the Yasuo's going to have a bit of a hard time early versus this Malphite in trades.
The early armor that Malphite gets and the shield that he has in these early levels are definitely going to make it a little bit harder for SSJ Stepfather to try to make a play onto him. And without the ability to roam like Brother had last time when Brother was in the mid lane, he's going to be kind of locked in that lane for just a little bit. Though we might see Alonius move his Gragas up and down the river to try to make some plays. Much like he is when he's a jungler, he does have that huge playmaking ability if he wants to pull those roams off.
Yeah. I think we're going to see some action bot lane. Trundle's pathing bot.
A quick 1-2-3 camp clear. Trundle's already moving down here. Ezekiel goes for the hook. Just a little wide. Shadow Phoenix. Oh! Crucially with the WQ, or the EQ combo from Alistar, trying to get that headbutt in. WQ, commentator, mixing up the skill names. But isn't able to get the charge in, the knockup out. So nothing there for Much Bad PvP, though he does decide to make the play. Goes for the flash. First blood for Young Kaiser, jumping behind Much Bad PvP. Much Bad PvP still going forward, gets the kill gets the passive out from Zach, but that's just the passive. Oh, huge pass through and a double kill for Young Kaiser to start this game off on the right foot for Birmingham Legacy.
Conqueror and Zach passive, and it's so good. He lived for so long there, and he baited perfectly for his jungler. We've seen time and time again that Young Kaiser, 90% of the time, is always in the right place at the right time. That counter gank was beautiful.
Yeah, you couldn't have asked for anything better. The second that Much Bad PvP uses his cooldown on his pillar, we see Young Kaiser go right over the top, right past him, straight onto Alonius with a beautiful EQ combo, picking up that first kill. And like you said, KR able to heal up just so much with that Zac passive. And we see here a good hook onto Zephikiel, though it looks like it might have been a bait. Mr. Nefaris gets chunked down. Zephikiel stuck, but a TP in from KR is going to mean the difference in this fight. Gets the lash onto Shadow Phoenix. Shadow Phoenix is quite possibly going to go down. KR picks it up, and another kill going the way of Birmingham Legacy. TP down for KR, but it means a kill.
Yeah, and Birmingham Legacy doing very well. Even though Breza is top lane, Zach has taken up his position and is doing the roaming for him. Their team synergy is very good.
We have a W forward from Mr. Nefaris. Gets a full chunk down on Zammy's. Hook just barely short, and that will mean Zammy's lives to see the next fight. No flash here burn from Zammy's, though. Nothing burned on the side of Mr. Nefarious either. Just some good trades and forcing him back to base so that Mr. Nefarious can continue to build the gold lead we've seen him build over the last few games.
Like you said, there might not be a lot of fighting here, but This is definitely a bloody battle. 2K gold lead at 5 minutes. I think last game it was a 3K gold lead at 7 minutes. But wow.
Each game now, each of these 3 games, Birmingham Legacy has done really good to get that early advantage. Shadow Phoenix looking for a play here. Not going to find it though. KR easily able to use his elastic slingshot to get out of that gank. And a little bit of taunting
there.
But like I was saying, Birmingham Legacy able to find these early advantages. They had that huge team fight at the very beginning of the first game, and it didn't mean much in that one. But the game before that, or the game after that, we did see, like you said, that huge 3K gold advantage at 7 minutes. And that time, Birmingham Legacy were able to carry that advantage all the way through the game. They did drop a little bit, but were still able to pull out the win. And it looks like we have here Young Kaiser going on to the Drake with Mr. Nefaris going to pick up that early Ocean Drac. Mr. Nefaris getting pulled out by Zafikiel back to the lane so he can continue to farm. But another early Drake here for the side of Birmingham Legacy.
Yeah, this is shaping up to be a great game for Birmingham Legacy. The counter pick from Gragas, I feel like Gragas jungle would have had a lot more impact than Trundle, but it still is very early in the game. The thing is, with that Gragas pick, you're going to have to be following the Zac around when he roams. That is how you effectively lock down and reduce the effectiveness of Zac around the map. Yes, you do counter him late in the game when you are team fighting, but Zac has already contributed to bot lane. He has 3 kill participation as we have in the top lane.
SSJ Father out on to Brother. Brother gets the ult in response. Blows SSJ Stepfather up. Much bad PvP though. Doing his best to tank through. KR knocked back by the Gragas ulti. Doesn't look like Brother's gone down yet, but we will see. There's the Frozen Domain come down, and the pillar should be out in a second. Nope, he's out. And there we go. Just a straight up kill from Brother onto SSJ Stepfather, who took that fight knowing that he had the Trundle in his back pocket, and it just didn't matter. Brother with another kill in these games against SSJ Stepfather, now going to be able to pull his advantage ahead even further. He was already a little up in farm. He's going to be a little bit more now, taking the back. We'll have to see what he buys. Zafikiel's hook going just a little wide. Mr. Nefaris gets out a little bit. But this is now a 3K gold lead at 8 minutes into the game with a turret plate going down on the side of Birmingham Legacy. So we're seeing these games shape up to be very much in the favor of Birmingham. And EK Red, though, crucially has been winning team fights in each of these series. They won a ton in the last game. They won almost all of them in the first game. So we'll have to see if EK Red is able to bring this game to a team fight phase where they can show their prowess as a team to win these games. Because right now, Birmingham Legacy just has every advantage.
Yeah. And we can see a little bit of bait in the bush, but yes, their team synergy is very, very high. They play with each other very well. As we can see, last game, the Zac and Yasuo combo from the top and mid laner played very well. Zac coming mid, Yasuo going top, and now we have Zac taking up the place as a true mid laner, roaming bot, getting his teammates ahead, getting that jungle mid synergy in another fight in River.
KR looking for the lash, does land it, doesn't want to go for the pullback on it, would get knocked up by Gragas, would possibly get barreled if that came off a cooldown in time. So just going to get that quick damage and move out. Zafikiel, another hook going wide. Zami's able to dodge it out, but it looks like they're going to try for the dodge. Mr. Nefaris gets exhausted. Huge ult from Zami's, does get the flash, doesn't get the knockback, but huge ult from Mr. Nefaris. They're able to knock back the Alistar before the CC can come down. Shadow Phoenix does get the stun, but it doesn't quite matter. They're not going to be able to tank out the Alistar. But Zafikiel landing the hook. Mr. Nefaris goes in, flash of the way, gets the one last auto as he's going out, and Shadow Phoenix goes down. Another kill for Mr. Nefaris. That's going to make it 2-0 for the Tristana, 6-0 for the team, and that is now a 4K gold lead that has been built up by Birmingham Legacy in this early part. Huge hook by Zafikiel there to guarantee the extra kill on Shadow Phoenix, who hadn't quite hit 6 yet, didn't have that early cleanse, and wasn't able to offer anything to Zami's. And I hear Rift Herald goes down there on the side of Birmingham Legacy, picked up by the jungler. KR flashes forward, tries to get the lash on Alonius. Alonius answers with his own flash, gets away from that. So 2 flashes burned in the mid lane for nothing.
Yep. And now we can see Jarvan and Malphite roaming top. That Yasuo gonna possibly get caught out here. This is going to be very scary.
Stops the recall. Young Kaiser doesn't have any CC. Tries for the slow. Doesn't get that. Does get the ult, though. SSJ Stepfather answered with a TP from his own team. Goes to go in. Gets the ult off of the Trundle Pillar. Huge shutdown for Alonius. And then another answer kill from Brother. Brother flashes away, but it doesn't matter. Much Bad PvP answered with his own flash. Gets the chomp, gets the kill. Much Bad PvP on the board with 1. Alonius on the board with 1. And crucially, they were able to answer with their own kills this time.
Yeah. Unlike EK Red picking up 2 kills there, they're always still in the game. We saw that last game. They were behind most of the game, but they always stuck in it. And now Dragon coming up as we see both junglers and mid laners all starting to hover around bot, but Gragas does not have TP and Zac is already bot, so we already have pressure on the side of Birmingham Legacy for this Dragon, and it looks like EK Red are just probably going to give it up.
Now, we do have a fair amount of mismatched ultis. Mr. Nefari, Zafikiel, KR both have theirs. The only one with an ulti on the side of EK Red is Shadow Phoenix, and that ult won't offer a ton in the terms of getting these kills. Zafikiel's flay just a little wide, but does land the hook on Zammy. Zammy doesn't have ult. Zammy is going to die. Ulted away. W8. Oh, Mr. Nefari's going a little far there. Mr. Nefari's will get picked up here by Much Bad PvP, getting a kill for the Trundle, but that means Trundle's not there for the Dragon, and another Drake goes over to Birmingham Legacy.
Like we said, frontline Caitlyn, frontline Tristana.
He's feeling himself today.
Pulling up big. I don't think he expected the immediate Alistar headbutt under tower.
It was perfectly timed. Alistar knocks him up as soon as he W's in, then lands the W to knock him back into the tower range, right into the waiting arms of Much Bad PvP, using the pillar to slow him even more, using the chomp to add the extra slow, and there was just nothing that Mr. Nefarius could do there. No flash, no ult left, so he just fell over. But good on EK Red to find some advantages when they didn't have the ult. Sadly, again for them, Zammy's goes down, now 0-2. Alonius gets the knockback into the tower.
Misses the body slam.
Oh, Brother does not get CC'd under tower. Does keep tower aggro. KR goes up. They're doing under the tower. Huge CC combo there from the Alistar onto KR. KR is going to be taken down into his passive. Much Bad PvP here. Unless Brother can get a huge ult. Huge ult into there. Young Kaiser with another knockup. Jarvan ult down, but they're too tanky. Alonius is able to heal up. Young Kaiser gets hit under tower. Zac goes down. And Young Kaiser maybe gets away here, but most likely not unless he gets his EQ. EQ comes up. Chomp came down to get the slow. Shadow Phoenix and Much Bad PvP still on to chase. Pillar's not there yet. Oh, here's SSJ Stepfather in the backside. Huge knockup. Another kill for them. That's going to be 4-for-1 in the favor of EK Red, taking them to 8-6 in this game that was just a minute ago 6-0.
Boom. EK Red back in there. Oh my god. There is so much fighting, and we can see, like I said last game, both teams really want to win this to go to the grand finals, and it's amazing to see the talent from both teams.
I agree. So just Rift Herald summon here from Young Kaiser. It looked like they were going to try to make that player on top and drop it there, but it was about to time out. Luckily, he spawned in time to drop it. Has to drop it in the base. It's just going to end up walking down mid. Brother stops his recall so that they can help to maybe push that in, but we know that it's coming down mid, so EK Red has plenty of time to answer it before it reaches the tower.
Well, it doesn't look like anyone's going to make it to the tower in time to stop it.
So at least get one charge off. There goes the Rift Herald. 3, 2, 1. Half of the health down on there. SSJ Stepfather does get it knocked down, though. Brother able to walk out through the jungle. But he is getting collapsed on here by Alonius and by Shadow Phoenix. Still does get out, though. Drops some wards behind him as he adds 6.
We can see that Birmingham Legacy already has 2 dragons. Let's see, what soul is it? It's going to be a Cloud Soul.
Oh, Zafikiel hook on a Shadow Phoenix doesn't follow it up. Nothing going on here. Jarvan is waiting in the wings there for a steal. Alonius looking for a fight possibly on KR. But it looks like just the blue buff picked up again by EK Red. No steals there. Nothing to worry about for them. But still fight going on. Grogazol comes out, knocks KR into the tower. KR, Elastic Slingshot, gets the stun, gets it out. And they're still fighting. Conqueror's up for both. Conqueror's up for KR. Gets some healing. Oh, and KR's back to near full health. And Alonius is down below a third.
Wow. Sack is... looking at it for these last 2 games, oh my god.
Oh, flash forwards from everybody. Zamis goes in, gets the root down on Zafiko. Zafiko flashes on the tower, lands the hook on Shadow Phoenix. Shadow Phoenix has to burn stopwatch in order to survive. Doesn't matter, not going to be enough. Shadow Phoenix will go down under tower in a 2-for-3. Huge plays there from Mr. Nefarious and Zafiko to able to pull that out. Brother waiting in the wing, see here if he can make a play. Doesn't look like he will. They'll just walk into the tower. Young Kaiser going in on SSJ Stepfather. Misses the EQ, gets the ult anyway. As just Stepfather knocks up KR. Doesn't get the ulti off. KR ults. SSJ Stepfather steps away, comes back in, goes back in, gets young Kaiser, but dies in return to KR. KR gets some. It's on much bad PvP, not able to do much though as KR jumps away. Mr. Nefarious jumps into all of them. Huge ult into the backline from Brother. Brother gets the kill. Mr. Nefarious gets the reset and gets out with a kill for Brother there. What a play from those two. I thought Mr. Nefarious was going way too deep, but Brother there absolutely has his brother's back and gets in there getting the kill.
Yeah. So going back to that team, that it was more of a gank bot. It was a 2v3. They blew a lot of cooldowns on EK Red side. They blew Trundle ultimate, both flashes on the bot lane, and the Xayah and Alistar all. They blew a lot for nothing. And in fact, Alistar went down there, and that's very huge. So I'm not sure what they were thinking being that aggressive, but definitely not going to be favored there. And a 3k gold difference, 3 dragon on Birmingham Legacy side, they're really pulling up and saying, I am the better team here.
They're trying to make a statement with this game, trying to make up for the lack of closing that they couldn't pull off in the first game with these last two. Another game with a huge gold advantage in the early game, and we'll have to see if EK Red can't answer it. We've seen they have the champs, they have the skills, they definitely have the mechanics to pull out these wins, but can they do it? That is the question. They have the ability to, but can they?
So back to the question you were saying in champ select, looking at it, Malphite has opted to pull tank here. So the only real damage they have is Jarvan and Tristana, which are AD champions. So we might see a bit of an armor stack coming in soon from EK.
KR going in on Alonius here. Much bad PvP makes it up. KR ult. Young Kaiser coming in from the backside. Much bad PvP ult onto Jarvan. Jarvan EQs away. Gragas flash E's in and kills them all. KR about to go down, but much bad PvP misses Chomp. He hit a minion, but he goes in anyway, gets the passive. Shadow Phoenix is able to get Brother on the backside. Brother's not able to do anything here. Knocked up by Alonius. Alonius walks away. Brother's still trying to fight. Shadow Phoenix pops ult. Doesn't able to get anything. Zamis comes around. Zamis is going to get the root. Brother has the ult over the wall. Shadow Phoenix, or Zamis follows with the thing. Brother aggroes the Rift Herald. Brother gets pulled out by Zafiko. Zafiko saves him. Mr. Nefarious looking for a play, but isn't able to find it. Mr. Nefarious goes in. Anyways, Zamis goes down to Mr. Nefarious on the W. What a play from Mr. Nefarious to get something in the backside of that fight that was already a 2-for-0 on the side of EK Red. Luckily was able to pull one thing. In much bad PvP, definitely missed an opportunity. Having to blow his flash there to follow KR under the tower just to get the exact passive because he missed his chomp and hit a minion.
Boom. This is a very spicy game we got here. And that Gragas, that last team fight, very good. That combo he did, he one-shot the Yasuo, or excuse me, the Jarvan, and the Zac got very low.
And we have another fight here going. Alonius. Alonius is just absolutely bodying here with KR. really showing off why he has well over 500,000 mastery points on this Gragas. Such an old pick for Alonius, and he is absolutely pulling out the stops to get these kills. That was well played, KR, maybe thinking he had a little bit too much in the tank and just not being able to finish it out.
Yeah,
Much bad PvP almost gets the stop on Mr. Nefarious, able to stop Zafekio. TP coming in from Alonius, not going to be able to do much. Thought a fight was breaking out, but it wasn't. SSJ Stepfather going to move here to the bot lane to get some farm for himself, as Brother and Zafekio hold mid while Mr. Nefarious walks back.
Yeah, and like I said, Gragas is the natural counter to Zac. Zac cannot E when Gragas has his E up. I think Gragas E is one of much shorter cooldown than Zac E, so that's just him not being able to use 25% of his kit. So, and that is full. That's going to be a full AP Gragas, and we can see that he has, what is that item called, a shard. So I'm really curious to see what is that going to build into.
Yeah, wait a minute. A Kichi's shard picked up by Gragas here. That's some attack speed, some crit. Rapid fire? No. Static? No. Storm razors? No. None of these items make sense. Alright. Well, we'll have to see what Alonius decides to go with here. Back onto Zafekio. Starts with J Stepfather. Answers it with his own ult. Zafekio going to go down here. A huge play there from Alonius. Gets the huge cask out. Knocking back Zafekio. Answered immediately by his own team. Does get the kills. Alonius still fishing for a little bit. Not able to find much. But this is perfectly timed as the Drake is going to be spawning in just a little bit.
Here.
Oh, KR goes in. Hits the lash. Knocks them both back. Alonius is taking damage, but goes in on Mr. Nefarious. Mr. Nefarious gets away. Alonius goes down. Ult from the Xayah. Everybody goes in. Jarvan ult down. Shadow Phoenix is getting low, and he is down. Zammies goes down. Everybody goes down. Huge.
That was a huge flank by the Malphite and Zac there. Getting an ace. They're going straight for Baron. That's going to be an uncontested Baron. Minions pushing mid. Dragon Soul coming up. I think they're going to 3-man, or nope, looks like they all go Baron.
Yeah, young Kaiser was just going over to drop the Rift Herald mid lane so they could do this uncontested. Now, when EK Red spawns, they still have to answer that Rift Herald. So, what a play coming out from Bruzza and KR, able to just absolutely pummel the backside. Zammies was able to get his Xayah ult off, dodging out from Bruzza's own Malphite ult, but it didn't matter. Young Kaiser was waiting for his Jarvan ult. KR was waiting with the Zac ult still.
Alistar caught out here.
Zafekio hook goes wide, nothing here left. So they're just going to try to get some pressure around this Drake. And this will actually be Cloud Soul 22 minutes into the game if EK Red has no answer. And huge knockback from Mr. Nefarious. Mr. Nefarious jumps away, but he gets knocked back into the team. Mr. Nefarious is down. Huge knockups, huge everything going in. All the ultis are burned. And it looks like EK Red are going to pull ahead with this team fight. Brother is alive on the backside, but he's going to be chased down by Zammies in much bad PvP. And that is a huge team fight win for EK Red, getting that knockback Alonius had on Mr. Nefarious, knocking him down before the fight could even begin. Young Kaiser was able to pick up the Cloud Drake, but it doesn't matter for much. Brother burns Flash trying to get away here. He is a little bit faster with the Cloud Drake that is available. All on to Shadow Phoenix. Shadow Phoenix knocks him away. And that is just absolutely an amazing play. Zammies flashes forward, gets the slow out, can't do any damage through the armor. Zammies gets knocked up, gonna get taken down by Young Kaiser. Young Kaiser gets knocked away by Shadow Phoenix, didn't have the knock up. Shadow Phoenix does answer with one on Zammies, but Brother does finally go down.
That Alistar play was huge. The bait with the low HP, knowing that there was, and then popping the ultimate, baiting Malphite there. That was huge. And Birmingham Legacy missing out on Baron on 4 members there just to pick up Cloud Soul. I'm not sure that's worth it, but maybe if they get a 5-man push off in mid, they can get something. But that was a huge and long fight there. Going from Baron to Dragon, back over to mid. That extended team fight, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, very, very big plays from everybody on the team. The fight prior to that, where KR and Brother had the huge flanks, but then Alonius answering with his own flank, coming in, hitting Mr. Nefarious as he W'd away, knocking him back into the team. He got absolutely wiped out, and by that point, there was no damage left. Brother's full tank, KR's full tank. Young Kaiser was on the Drake trying to secure the Cloud Soul. So there wasn't any offering for the team once KR and Brother went in without Mr. Nefarious being able to auto attack from the backside. Mr. Nefarious is up 60 farm on the other 80 carry. He's 7-2 to 2-6. All of the gold is sitting here on Mr. Nefarious for the damage. He's almost 4k gold up on his counterpart. And he was wiped out of that fight before anything could happen.
Yeah, look at the gold difference. There's only a 6k gold difference in the game. So, a lot of gold sitting there on the 80 carry, Mr. Nefarious. Maybe if the team fights go Birmingham Legacy's way, we could possibly see one or two more fights. And
Thrush Lantern comes out. Mr. Nefarious jumps away by himself. So no harm, no foul. Everybody's out. Though Alonius was fishing for the hooks. Brothers going in, gets a slow and much bad PvP. And a little breakdance in the middle of the mid lane.
I think we can see a big wombo combo here coming. Everyone's got their ults up and a lot of summoners ready on Birmingham Legacy side.
Birmingham Legacy crucially should be waiting for Mr. Nefarious' flash to come up. It's only got a couple seconds left, and without that flash, if Alonius flash E body slams onto him or flash casks him, Mr. Nefarious is going to go down. Again, Safikio with the hook over the wall, going to drop some big damage onto Shadow Phoenix. No ult comes out, so Shadow Phoenix is going to be pushed back to base with 20% health left.
Yeah.
KR going in, doesn't find anybody, just fishing, pushing him off of this inner turret as Mr. Nefarious is able to whittle it down. Tristana, always a great demolitionist. Much bad PvP, slowing everybody down. Looks like KR is charging up for another elastic slingshot, doesn't find anything. Mr. Nefarious has tower aggro, but it doesn't matter, that tower is dead, gone for all rights. Inhibitor soon to follow. And that is a huge push out of Birmingham Legacy. Bot inhibitor tower, all going down in that push for them.
And we've gotten to a 7k gold difference. Bot lane inhibitor down for EK Red. Looks like the next target is top lane with being the last outer turret. I say we're probably gonna get a huge team fight here. It looks like almost every cooldown is up for both teams. Summoner's ult except for the Alistar flash.
And the Malphite flash.
Yep.
So this is it. Brother, no flash ult here. Alistar, no flash ult yet. Alonius goes in. They find Mr. Nefarious. Nefarious is down. KR goes in, but he's not able to find anybody. Zam is just on the backside, absolutely hitting it. Alonius barely makes it out with his life. Young Kaiser is about to go down, but it's SSJ Stepfather that goes down instead. Zamis is down. Shadow Phoenix is going down. Much bad PvP is going down, and that's a huge wipe for a Birmingham Legacy. What a catch from Alonius onto Mr. Nefarious, but it didn't matter on the backside. All of the CC was able to find huge damage onto the entire team. The entire team stacked up, and Bruzza hit a 4-man ult. Young Kaiser got 4 people in his ulti there, and just absolutely dominated with the CC and AoE damage that these two champions bring. Looks like Brother took to take the tower a little bit too long. Alonius is still looking to go in. KR jumps forward. Young Kaiser jumps forward, but nothing's going to come from that. Brother's going to fall in the backside there, maybe a little bit too aggressive, but what a team fight coming out from Birmingham Legacy. Their damage goes down, but it doesn't matter for them. They are able to take that team fight and run with it.
Yeah, and we can see Zach starting to build AP, maybe going for a Zonia's. I'm not sure what he's going to build out of that Phoenix Codex, but yeah, it didn't matter that Mr. Nefarious got CC'd in one shot because they have so much frontline that, let's see, EK has Trundle jungle, Yasuo mid, and Zaya ADC. That's so much 80 damage, and the Malphite Jarvan Zac was there to answer.
So we're looking for a fight around the Elder Drake here. EK Red's already started it. Safikio and KR are over the wall. There goes the whole team is in there. Mr. Nefarious is onto the backside. Zamis is down. The whole team is down. They got the Elder Drake, and that is going to be all she wrote, folks. Birmingham Legacy taking the kills, taking everybody. Alonius does get a kill back on Zafikio, but everybody is down. Much bad PvP. It hurt him so hard he got disconnected from the game.
Oh, miss.
Brother's playing with his food right now. Gets the kill. Takes him out. KR's on the final turrets. This is going to be it. Nexus turret down. Second Nexus turret about to go down. And that will be the game for Birmingham Legacy. What a way to end it. Everything on the table. Birmingham Legacy with the legendary run through the losers bracket, winning every single game. Losers round 1, losers round 2, losers round 3. This was losers round 6, and they are going to the grand finals. Ladies and gentlemen, what a game we had here today. What a series. This was back and forth the whole time. Birmingham Legacy always had the advantage in the early game. EK Red always answered with the team fight. But at the end of the day, it's Birmingham Legacy taking the win 2-1 over EK Red.
Boom. Yeah. So they haven't dropped a single game in losers bracket, have they?
They dropped the first game in this series. That is the only game they've dropped the entire losers bracket run.
And for them to make it this far to suffer their first loss in losers bracket, I'm very excited for what tomorrow holds in the finals. So it's going to be an interesting 5-game series.
I'm super excited for this. So we will have to see what these two teams can bring us tomorrow. Like I said, EK Black will be taking on now Birmingham Legacy, our losers grand final champions. In the winners grand finals, there will not be a bracket restabilization. It will be a best of 5 match, and we will be coming at you tomorrow afternoon. Stay tuned for the announcement. We're looking at a 1 o'clock game start time, and we will be ready for these two teams to absolutely go head-to-head. EK Black plays a much different playstyle from EK Red. EK Black is a very strong side lane 1-3-1 team. Birmingham Legacy is going to have to bring everything in their arsenal if they want to take down that team. They are very good at pulling the team apart, and when they need to fight, they will. Their solo lanes on EK Black are 2 of the strongest solo lanes we have in this tournament right now. Both players are easily able to carry the game on their back if the team needs them to.
Yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow's games.
Well, Joel, I appreciate you joining me for this incredible series. Chat, I appreciate you. Twitch, we love you. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting us in our Losers Grand Finals of the High School League Series 2020 playoff run. My name has been Andrew Blanchard. I'm the tournament director. I was joined here by Joel Graves, our assistant esports manager. We will be back at you tomorrow. Another shout out, huge shout out, go out to our sponsors here. Lawrence Tech, Army Michigan, and of course Hungry Howie's. We appreciate all they've done for them, and thank you so much for joining us. You guys all have a good day.